Welcome to Tuber Chat. Whether you're working on your first 1,000, 2,000, or even 10,000 subscribers and beyond, you've come to the right place. We're going to introduce you to some of the most influential content creators that can help to get your channel moving beyond your first 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. Forgive me for the delay, everybody, but once in a while we need that extra 15 minutes. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I can't think of what it is. So we'll just go ahead, and the first channel that we're looking at is Greenland Quilter Katie, and this is somebody who's been with us for about a year and a half, maybe a little bit longer by now. Over the top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. As a matter of fact, before we even started today, she gifted another membership. She's done that 100 times on this channel, for which I will be eternally grateful. Things like that, though, super chats, memberships, and other monetary donations are absolutely unnecessary here. Very much appreciated when they do happen. We tend to put those channels on the screen right away when that happens. We'll get around to spinning the wheel shortly. The wheel is full of members and moderators. We always add them as soon as we see them in the chat or at the beginning of the stream, and I'll catch up shortly. When we look at what Greenland Quilter Katie is doing on their channel, this creator, obviously in Greenland, is giving us beautiful views around their area. And when they started coming into the Tuber Chat family about a year and a half ago, these were the first videos I was watching, and these were water-based views giving us looks at mountains, glaciers, icebergs, things like that. Things we might expect from somewhere like Greenland, not having ever been there myself. We also found out that Greenland Quilter Katie's got a podcast going, and this is something that continues today. Last Christmas, they did a shopping series of videos, bringing something a little bit different, and once in a while they'll give us some help with our YouTube channels as well as they continue to learn. They share their knowledge. And then this creator in shorts on the channel brings more beautiful views around Greenland and some of their own creations, and then they've got live streams on the channel as well. And this creator usually has a panel full of friends. I've been lucky enough to catch their live streams many times before. They're doing some members only content as well. YouTube's really pushing that stuff, so that's good to see. And hopefully everybody will connect with Greenland Quilter Katie. Like I said, an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. And you can see she's posting videos and live streaming frequently. And then, thank you again for the gifted membership. You don't have to do that every time. She's done it 100 times before, if not 1,000, and I certainly do appreciate that. She's going to Denmark in June, she says, so she'll have some more travel videos for us. I'm going to get Home by Design with Marilyn ready to go. She's dropping a super chat right now. She's done that 100 times as well. And then we'll do some introductions. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. Then Van Lott is dropping a super chat as well. He's done that things like that a handful of times since being in the Tuber Chat family. I don't even know if he's been here for a handful of streams yet. And right out of the gate, an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. You notice when things like that happen, links are dropped in the chat automatically. I don't promise it because just in case Streamlabs doesn't want to work one day, we don't want to see somebody do something expecting a result and having that not happen. We have to be careful about the promises that we're making, especially when it comes to monetization. But I certainly do appreciate the extra generous support. We will put Van Lott onto the screen in a moment. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen. Like I said, we'll get around to spinning this wheel very soon, and over the course of the next 3 hours, I'll add names to the wheel from our chat list based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation over the course of the stream. Red Hot Entertainments, that's Steve. I caught them for a live stream, actually, what was it, a week ago or 2 weeks ago? Something like that, but yes, and all that jazz. Good to see you here. Face the Aces in the house. Jody Genealogy is coming in. Sarah Prestwood is also here. Face the Ace is a longtime friend. I've got quite a few names on the wheel already. We always put members and moderators on there as soon as we see them in the chat. So Scratch and Pete PA, Just Jason Keto, Kristen Welton, Canadian Family Life, some of our beloved and dedicated moderators are all on the wheel already. I'm sure Michael's Adventures is in the chat as well. And then Hala is in the house. Blonde Traveling Gypsy was very early. You kind of made me laugh because you said the chat was not moving and I wanted to message. We still got a little bit to go. And then I actually delayed. You know, I was going to give this whole speech today on the importance of starting on time, so we'll have to do it another day. Yes, Nomads is here. High Plains Camper is in the house, and I know they're out supporting other creators. Actually, other people often reach out. You know, as the host of Superchat, I'm lucky to have lots of friends reach out on Instagram, Twitter, I keep calling it Twitter, Facebook, for instance, where I tend to hang out online. And, you know, all of our beloved and dedicated moderators, we all talk regularly. But I'm very fortunate to be able to hear a lot of the things out there, both negative and positive, mostly positive, of course, but things that people notice, not just in the Tuber Chat family, but out in the YouTube streets. Lots of us keep each other informed. I will be eternally grateful for that. But sometimes people reach out and let me know that somebody has been loyal and dedicated supporter already, somebody that they've seen in their streams and their premieres, in other people's streams and other people's premieres. And I've seen that myself from, yes, Nomads and High Plains Camper. So definitely worth mentioning. And then we've got lots of longtime friends here. I can't remember how long every single channel has been in the Tuber Chat family, but I like to recognize it from time to time. Somebody like the CamFam TX might have been with us for a year now. Forgive me if I'm mistaken too, because I get that wrong very often. And then Jody Genealogy, I know she's been with us for 3 years. And then hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. New Times, New Beginnings was first in the chat. JGP Jr. is here. Word up, you know it. And then we're going to talk about Home by Design with Marilyn in another second. I see Keto Rockstars is in the house. Okies Eden is here. And then Simply Debbie Sue as well is in the house. I'm finally getting to know that channel. I have to admit I didn't get time in the last few days. I don't know how not to run my catch-up list. I think I said to everybody I was going to make a point to make sure that I ran it. But I can't remember if I said that on the last stream or on the last stream. But either way, I had to run it for this time. And hopefully I'll be able to find some time over the next couple days. I have a feeling I'm going to have an early Friday. It's been a busy work week for me, and that means Friday's usually kind of a half day. I get extra hours. And if I'm home, if I'm not working and I'm not outside, then I am on YouTube at all times with a few windows going. Home by Design with Marilyn is up here right now. And this creator, obviously an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. Like I said, she dropped a super chat. Absolutely unnecessary. Very much appreciated. But we're looking at her channel right away because of that. What Home by Design with Marilyn is going to do is give us design ideas from around the home. She brings us themes. She brings us actual items that we might be able to use. She even takes us shopping and shows us how to find some of those items in a budget-friendly way. I'm going to take her latest video. I'm in Canada, so I haven't seen Gabe's before. I'm not sure if I've seen it ever. But this creator is going to take us on a shopping trip. I'll look forward to it. And then they've got a haul video to follow it up in a couple of days. We can look forward to that on Friday. Shorts on this channel have gotten into 2,400, 3,000 views on one of them, which is great to see. And then live streams on the channel as well. She's doing a little bit of cooking. She's got a stream coming up at the end of the month. So we can look forward to that as well. And hopefully everybody will connect with Home by Design with Marilyn. She's been a friend for as long as I can remember. It's got to be 3 years, if not longer by now. And again, forgive me if I'm wrong. We're all friends here. Everybody hopefully is patient with each other, especially when we make those mistakes. I've been corrected many times, but I think Home by Design with Marilyn must have been with us that long by now, if not longer. Van Lot is a newer channel to the Tuber Chat family, just joining us a month or two ago, but already over the top with generosity, again, dropping another super chat today. They've done that before, and I certainly do appreciate the extra generous support, even though I keep saying it is absolutely unnecessary. Backlash Fisherman has been with us for many years, probably 4, maybe closer to 5 by now, and his wife Coastal Water. And I'll get him on the wheel. And Silver Assassin metal detecting has also been added, and it will soon be time to spin. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. Forgive me, I must have missed that, Greenland Quilter Katie, when I was looking at your channel. Are you live right now, or are you dropping a premiere? You know, Tuber Chat doesn't have a schedule, right? For anybody that's fairly new, if you've only been here a few times, we don't stream on a certain day of the week. It's around every 3 days. I try to post the streams in advance. I try not to move them once they're set if I can help it, so that everybody can plan if they need to. But we do different days, different times. When it's weekdays, it's usually 5 p.m. Eastern, because I have a Monday to Friday thing that takes me away. But then on the weekends, we move them around a little bit. So Greenland Quilter Katie's doing a members live. So I think I briefly mentioned it, but didn't realize it was happening right now. So once a month, they're doing a members only live stream. Pardon me, which is a cool idea, because I know that YouTube is really pushing people to do members only content right now. And then Delo Flow, good to see you in the house. I know you were here earlier. Just Jason Keto, like I said, is up at the top of the wheel. Now, hopefully I'm not missing anybody. I know Michael's Adventures is here. And then Van Lot is up on the screen right now. This creator does a couple of different things. They're going to bring us a lot of spiritual inspiration. And then when we read from the About section, we'll get an idea of exactly what they expect to bring us. But they've also, they've got a lot of woodworking going on. Really remarkable woodwork that I've seen so far from this creator in what they're calling Big Daddy's Workshop here. I think they get family involved in the channel as well. We'll see a bit of that when I start digging through more videos and thumbnails. Getting into 1,700, 2,100, 2,500 views, and a lot of spiritual inspiration on this channel. It's funny, this creator actually goes live very frequently. I've been lucky enough to catch a couple of these already, but sometimes they go multiple times in a day. So they give us a bit of a schedule in their About section, and then you notice that they're putting out content all the time. So hopefully everybody will connect with Van Lot. I think they've been here for every stream since finding us. I certainly do appreciate it. I don't expect it. You know, I don't expect any amount of time from anybody. I promise you, I value every moment everybody spends here just as much as hopefully we all do on our channels for every person that hangs out with us. And I will be eternally grateful for that as well. Keto Rockstar says, what is the benefit of doing member-only lives? Oh, you don't get watch hours from them? Forgive me, if that's the case, which I could see that being true, I'm unaware, so forgive me, because I didn't actually know that. And, you know, luckily we all have each other to learn from, myself included, right? But if that's the case, then, you know, you might miss the watch hours on one particular live stream. But my opinion from what I've seen over the last 6 years is that most of us are not getting as many live stream replays as we think. We often say, like, you know, hey, everybody watching the replay, and don't forget to go back and rewatch the beginning and this and that, and we should. I just don't see that many. Not often do we have a live stream that continues to get 100 views a month or 1,000 views a month into the future, right? Not often. It can happen, but it's rare. So doing a members only stream where you're not going to get the watch hours, you already have monetization if you're doing it anyway. So the tiny amount that you're going to miss from one particular live stream probably won't matter. But this is all opinion, what I'm saying, not advice or anything like that. But the idea behind members only content of any kind is that you're giving extra value and therefore extra incentive for people to join memberships on your channel, right? Nobody has a unlimited budget. We see more and more people getting memberships all the time. And whether or not anybody solicits that kind of thing, there's a million different ways to approach it. But the more members only value that you give, the more members you're probably going to draw in. You know, because as much as we'd like to think of it as friendly competition, we do have that kind of thing. So if you're trying to get more members onto your channel, or if you're planning for monetization right now and thinking about what you can do, there's lots of examples out there, but planning for some members only benefits are going to help people. Here in TuberChat, there's really not much to the memberships. You know, we add members onto the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. If I clean up the wheel later in the stream, which I will, we'll re-add members right away, but we never know how long it's going to take to get onto the wheel or the screen. I don't even guarantee that members get their channels seen even on days that they're here, because I know not everybody can stay for 3 hours. We really want to get to as many channels as we can within that amount of time. Other than that, just for the sake of saying, silver members have their channels seen in the slides that run every day, so they don't have to be here. Their channels are guaranteed to be seen at least for a few moments, right? A few times during the stream. And then gold members like Van Lot, who's on the screen right now, have their link dropped every 30 minutes. So if you haven't seen it yet, you'll see it soon. So that's just a little bit of extra benefit. Some of the things that we do and what I've talked about, I have insisted I don't think help as much as everybody thinks they do, but I also understand that I'm not always right about everything, of course, and so some things that people insist might help more than I think they do probably do. So this is why we do the things we do, if that makes sense. And then 2D Life Family is in the house. That's a longtime friend with a channel reset. I'm going to put them on the wheel right now. The Scout Scratcher is also here. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Oh, unless you have 1,000 members, don't see the benefit for private live streams. Yeah, that I think it really comes down to opinion. So one of the things that I could imagine, right, and forgive me because I don't mean to self-promote, but just, you know, the way I have to think about this kind of thing, I'm thinking about my own channels all the time. Should I do that kind of thing? Maybe I want more members on my personal channel. I don't know. But what I've heard from most people is the idea they want to make sure that they can offer value before adding memberships to their channel. And we've seen that many times. I contradict that by saying I recommend anybody who's eligible for memberships consider adding them to their channel. Sometimes you have people who just want to support you that way, right? So if I'm out there bouncing in between premieres and live streams, I'm lucky enough to be able to donate to different channels here and there, sometimes $5 at a time, sometimes $2, sometimes a little bit more, right? But I prefer to gift a membership over super chatting. And as an example, all of the moderators that you see on this channel, or at least the 10 that are here most often, I have memberships on their channels, but no other channels. Other channels, either super chat or gift memberships or things like that. But you know, there's a lot that goes into all this thought. I hope nobody gets too wrapped up in it all. We have to take it seriously. We have to think about it. If it's something that you want for your channel, if you're looking for revenue, then that is a great way to build a lot of it. And I insist you don't even have to have members only content. You don't even have to do the emojis. YouTube gives everybody their membership badge, and that is the minimum, right? So, you know, not to mention the green color in the chat. So these are just ideas. You know, and I don't want anybody to take what I say as gospel or, you know, any, forgive the pun while Van Lot is on the screen right now. But I don't want anybody to take what I'm taking as, you know, I don't want to tell anybody what they should or shouldn't do. I just want to give my opinion, throw it in the ring with everybody else so that we all have a lot of different perspectives, if that makes sense, coming together. Then we can all make the best decision for our channels and our videos. But memberships, in my opinion, are a great way to allow people to support you that want to support you in that way. Even on the Superchat channel, we have some people even today, and have in the past as well, who have got memberships, kept them going long after they stopped coming to live streams. My guess is that they either connect with people outside or they have felt they've moved on from a place where they need like Tuber Chat. It's my most heartbreaking thing, not memberships, but the idea that people stop when they get monetized, where I think there's so much more. Why wouldn't you want to meet the next, great supporter on your channel? You certainly could. This is not the only place to do it, but you could, right? But there's some people who will keep memberships going on for almost ever. Me personally, when I have a membership, let's just say on my moderators' channels, doesn't matter to me one bit whether or not they put out content, for the fact that I'm supporting them in that way. The reason why I do it is because if I don't do anything else for them, if I forget to thank them, if I don't remember to go in and at least drop a gifted membership or super chat them once a month or something, at least I know they have something. Impossible for them to get nothing out of the effort that they give to this channel. Keep in mind though, Tuber Chat does very well when it comes to the idea of the super chats, memberships, and that kind of thing coming in. I certainly don't give it all back to YouTube, but I do give back a considerable portion. Some of it goes in that way. So again, I don't want to mention too much, or I don't want to sound like I'm soliciting or go on too long, but it is a lot to think about. And anybody can reach out anytime, by the way. I love talking about this stuff. So Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter are where I hang out. It's Me Alec is in the house, back as a member. They usually have at least one membership on this channel, sometimes more than one. That is absolutely unnecessary. And then Charlene Heel is in the house. And then, yeah, Keto Simple. That's a nice idea too. I'm not sure if it's ever been put quite that way, but that's a nice idea. Yes, to stick around to provide what they've learned. What my hope is that we're all going to learn together. And, while we're doing all that we're doing, I hope that I truly can be helpful. I know a lot of people will probably say, oh yes, Tuber Chat, you're a great help. And I don't want to discount it. I certainly do appreciate it. But I think a lot of people give me a lot more credit than is deserved for what I actually do, right? Because Tuber Chat and what we're doing in this channel is really meant for everybody to connect with each other. I do as much as I can. I bounce in between people's premieres and live streams. I watch videos, I comment, I do all the things we talk about, but there's a limit to how much anybody can do. And I wouldn't be able to do these streams the way they are, or have this channel, or any of what I do really, without the moderators that you see here. So I hope everybody will connect with them. We run a lot of chatbots here. We try to do what we can to make things as easy on them as possible, and we hope that they enjoy their time in the streams as much as anybody. But I promise you, we wouldn't be able to do that without their help and enthusiasm. They're the ones who motivate me more than anything for the idea of continuing, because they've all this time, I'm assuming, believed in what we're doing. They all do exactly the same thing, exactly the same way when it comes to connecting with people and helping with people. And then they all have different channels and they all do different things there. So it's interesting. But well put, Keto Simple, and thank you for that. 99 Midnight Gamer is here. Butter Roll Boutique is in the house. Lucy Grace 56 is here. JC Calamity Jane has come in. 2D Life Family, thank you for the gifted membership. I certainly do appreciate the extra generous support. Absolutely unnecessary. And thank you again. I don't mean to miss thanking everybody again. Van Lott, Home by Design with Marilyn, and Greenland Quilter Katie for that kind of thing earlier. I know I keep saying it. It really is absolutely unnecessary, but very much appreciated. Queen Energy Reacts, good to see you in the house. That's actually a longtime friend. Oh, my dear goodness. What's the proper name for your first channel? Queen Eats ASMR. She's changed it a couple of times. She's in, I think, New York State, too, as a matter of fact. Not too far from here. I'm in Canada, in Niagara Falls, but she's been with us for years. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. I know I say that a million times as well. We're going to keep moving on to JGP Jr. in a second here. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. And thank you, Keto Rockstars. That's actually a really great tip. If everybody wants to just have a quick look at what Keto Rockstars says in the chat, because I've heard that from a few people in a few different ways. But yeah, certainly with shorts, that's an idea. We can always think about our titles and our thumbnails on any video at all. But changing them is absolutely okay. Just Jason Keto's talked about that many times and found success. Rotating titles, let's just say. Follow the Bradley's Fun is here. Tim Mitchell is in the house. I've got them on the wheel. And then, hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Ms. Queen Eats ASMR. There it is. I almost got it. Queen Eats ASMR, but it's Ms. Queen Eats ASMR. There you go. Longtime friend, so hopefully everybody will connect with her. And then, yes, Keto Simple, thank you so much for the idea. I have insisted for 6 years that I'm going to make videos on this channel, and I still have yet to do that, with the exception only of our interview series. Mark the Shark, much love and aloha. Thank you, my dear friend. Workplay Live TV, good to see you in the house as well. And then this Saturday, actually, is the episode where Be Amazing Sylvia talks to me about how she got over 10,000 subscribers on her channel. The 6th and possibly the last episode in that series. Right after I started it, YouTube started pushing the promotion thing. And now I can't tell the difference between channels that have promoted and got their 10,000 or 100,000 subscribers that way, or bought fake subscribers in the middle of it. There's so many different things people can do. So it kind of took the wind out of the sails if I want to whine and complain about it, which I seem to want to. But luckily, like I said, we're all friends here. So thank you, everybody, for your patience while I whine and complain. I don't do it often, but I do it as much as anyone. And yes, it's a possibility, Keto Simple. I should think about doing that kind of thing. Actually, Dustin offered a while back to make videos. I really, you can see I keep things like really crazy super tight here on the channel. I probably take everything like way too seriously, more than anybody needs to. But yeah, I'll have to see what I'm going to think about doing with videos. The other thing too, I haven't done as many panels lately as I thought. I think I got a couple people upset because I said that I would go on their channels and then I haven't made any arrangement. And for a couple people, it's actually been years. Charlene Heel is a patient friend. She's had me on both of her channels at least once, but we're hoping to get together again soon. But when I go on other people's channels, that's where I really start to talk about YouTube. More than here, because I'm always thinking we got to get to the next channel, right? My Quiet Corner's in the house. I think they just did a live stream, right? Didn't you do a live stream a day or two ago? Forgive me if I didn't make it in. I can't remember for the life of me if I caught it or if I didn't and saw it as recommended. Sometimes I get into the onto the computer after working, and I can't remember for the life of me what I see as recommended or something that passed before I refresh the page and get ready to start hopping into stuff. Butler Family Farm is also here. Michael's Adventures, not a fan of panels. Interesting. I'm sure not everybody is, right? It can be lengthy. And I find myself lazily wanting to go to ChatGPT and say, just give me the summary of whatever everybody talked about for 20 minutes. Not here in the Superchat channel, but when I'm on my personal channel, if I'm looking into the, Claude and Gemini and ChatGPT AI stuff or crypto, I usually want the summary. Like, I don't need the whole 20 minutes. Just tell me the points. I think a lot of people are going to start doing more and more of that. So we got to think about that. And forgive me, I know we're supposed to get to channels. We will in a second here. But one of the things we have to think about, and I haven't talked about this enough or at all yet, but when we think about AI, we think about the importance of our titles, our tags, our descriptions. It's more important than ever. And we have to be thinking about feeding AI, because AI is looking to YouTube and Reddit and Twitter and other places for content, for context, and things that are, any of its content really, when people are searching for different things or asking different questions, right? So you always have a chance. That's like winning the lottery. But you can, as far as I can see, so right now, is if your video answers something somebody's looking for. Not just on Google, not just on YouTube, but in AI. All of them. Claude, Gemini, Grok, ChatGPT, everything else. You have a chance for your video or a chapter from a video to pop up. So something to think about. The Grows Bargain Emporium, Mr. Steph, is getting promoted. And thank you, Butler Family Farm. Look at that. Well beyond 3 years of membership. They've been with us like 4 years now or longer, I think. The Gross Bargain Emporium, Steph, we're going to put your channel up. Right after 2D Life Family, they dropped a gifted membership, I think, a little while ago. Am I right about that? Yes, and forgive me, I don't mean to fall behind. Grismatically Clever, thank you so much as well for a super chat. I'm going to get moving through channels now. No more of me rambling on. If anybody wants me to elaborate, by all means, just say so. I'll be happy to continue. But otherwise, we'll keep things moving for right now. And, viewership in the 40-plus age range is growing. That makes sense, Keto Simple. Partly, I would guess, just because of demographics. And, you know, YouTube is 20 years old now, right? Or 21. I think the birthday, I forgot to say anything about it. I think the birthday was yesterday or the day before, wasn't it? That was 21 years, I think it is. I could be way beyond. I'm losing track of when their 20th anniversary was. But you think about that. So people who are already 20 years old watching YouTube are now 40 plus. You know what I mean? When my son was growing up, he was watching YouTube. I didn't like it. And I used to beg him, please, let's turn this off and watch television or play video games or something. I couldn't stand it. And then it was years later that I started on YouTube. I think after it matured, I wish I'd seen the signals earlier. Somebody told me probably 15 years ago to start making YouTube videos. And I said, nobody's going to watch YouTube on their phone. You can't watch videos on the internet. Because, it would be ridiculous to think about how we have the bandwidth that we have today. I don't know why I was so short-sighted either. Nichols Journey Extras is in the house. Good to see you here. If we can't laugh at ourselves, then what are we going to do, right? But I promise you, I've been wrong about as much as everybody. The key is I'm usually right most of the time, or a better way to put it is most of my ideas work most of the time. Kristen actually got me something a while ago to sit on my desk. Mr. Always Right. And that sits there. So it kind of tells you a little bit about that. And then, my son, we were watching a couple of weird things. Arby and the Chief was a series where they used Halo characters, and I can't remember the other chopped up silly videos that people were making, but boy did they win. Henry Leslie Vermont, good to see you here. And you know who the biggest winners I think were on all of YouTube is anybody who taught people how to cut their own hair before COVID. If those videos had already been made before, those videos went through the roof. We were not allowed to get haircuts. If you go back and watch some of the later COVID videos on my personal channel, maybe even on Superchat, I had longer hair because I wouldn't do it. I couldn't get a haircut, right? You're not supposed to. Eventually I caved, but you know what I mean. JGP Jr. is up on the screen. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuberchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. And then Jerry G is up on the screen right now. JGP Jr., this is another creator who's been coming in here regularly. They've been with us for several months now. I don't think it's quite been a year, but it must be well beyond half a year if I'm not mistaken. So this creator brings us a bit of information on their About section. I've still got to go through this actually, but they're bringing us a handful of different types of content. They're telling us a little bit about themselves as well. I've seen a few videos so far but I think I'm going to go and watch something else. They're quite an auto enthusiast, so I'm going to go to a special video that they've got here, and that will give me another piece of content to watch. One of the things I like about putting channels on the screen here in Tuber Chat is that over time I get to know the channels, but over weeks and months by watching videos and hanging out in premieres and live streams, I get to know the channels and eventually the creators behind them as well. 2,300, 4,100 views on some of these shorts videos, which is great to see, and they're working on 1,100 subscribers, so I'm hoping we can push them a little bit farther towards that milestone. They got some extended screen time today during an impromptu story time, but 2D Life Families coming up right now. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. I think Kristen Welton was here at the beginning of the stream. I'm listening to see if I can hear her right now. I can't tell if she's watching something or if she's on the phone or what she's doing. But she offered to cut my hair when it was COVID time. And like any time or whatever, I said, nope, you can't. I said, because I'm very set in my ways. I've not had a good haircut like ever. I think like once in my life, I had somebody when I was 20 years old who cared so much and wanted to do it. I haven't been able to get a decent haircut in 30 years, right? But I go to the same person forever because they do it as close to what I wish as anything else. But I'm going to try growing for a little while and see what happens so I can do a proper official comb over. So we're going to see. Sometime by the beginning of the summer it might be ready, but I don't know. And then, but I said you can't cut my hair because it's such a stressful thing for me and I will be forever angry and resentful, so we just aren't going to go down that path. 2D Life is up on the screen right now, and this is actually a longtime friend. This creator's been with us for probably 5 years, but they reset their channel a little while ago. Not a restart, just a reset, rebranding. They're doing some different content now, but this creator's got a brand new video from yesterday. I'm going to put that in my catch-up list right now. That's a fun playlist that I use to just keep caught up or get caught up with creators, and we just give it a fun name. It was given by Ghostly Winds from Australia, who's also been with us for about 5 years. But playlists can be a great tool for keeping caught up or getting caught up with people, and that's how I do what I do after we've been here. And then, yeah, why would you be angry? It grows back, says Yes Nomads. Worst haircut I ever got in my life, I literally bought a hat. Like that, I left to go to the store to buy a hat. I was so angry because they just pawned me off to the brand newest hairdresser in the place because the girl I usually go to was on vacation or something. Furious and full of rage I was. 2D Life Family is bringing a lot of variety. They do a lot of energy drink reviews. It looks like they're doing some food reviews as well. 4,600, 6,000 views on one of these shorts, which is great to see. And it looks like they're taking us to some touristy places as well. A lot of taste tests, as a matter of fact. But the energy drinks are something I've remembered for a long time. This creator's actually done a great job over the years of getting a lot of people together for collaborations in fitness. Almost like fitness challenges, but the kind of thing anybody can join. So I'll leave it to you to follow their trend. So Tim Mitchell says he hasn't changed his hair since his profile picture. Is that what I can understand from that? Or is it from the thumbnail on the video on Chef Civi's channel? Where they talk about how they got together. Yeah, I'll leave it to everybody to go and find that if you want to, from Tim Mitchell. And thank you again for the gifted membership, Derek. from 2D Life. I really do appreciate the extra generous support. So I'm going to try to move a little bit faster, but what we'll do right now, we'll take a break. We'll go for 3.5 minutes. When we come back, we're going to look at Mr. Steph 101. That is from the Groves Bargain Emporium, Steph. And we'll look at both of their channels, and then Grismatically Clever is also coming up. And then we'll keep moving. We'll start spinning the wheel way before the thumbnail picture, says Tim Mitchell. And then right before we go for this 3.5 minutes, I'm going to play for you a clip from the video that's coming on Saturday. I was going to do a stream after the video, but I changed my mind about that, so we're not going to. So this Saturday will be a stream, or a video in place of the stream, but it's an hour long. Lots of opportunity for everybody to connect the way we do here. Very informative, because this is the 6th video in the series. In the first couple of episodes, I was asking Moz6510 models and 2 Pineapples, how do we get more likes? How do we get more views? What do you think about memberships and things like that? But the conversations kind of evolved and became much more friendly conversations about things beyond those simple technical details, where a lot of us are going to say the same things. What you will find in the series is a lot of the guests said different things than each other, different things than I would have said as well. Not everybody has to agree on everything all the time. But Be Amazing Sylvia has been with us pretty much from the beginning. So hopefully everybody will watch the full episode. Join us for the premiere this Saturday. And in the meantime, I'll play this clip, and then we will go for 3 minutes and come right back.
Okay, what I want to do is inform first and foremost. Anytime you make any type of video, you want to inform. You want to tell people a story. You want to show people a story. And when you show and you tell that story, you want to tell how that story affected you. And you want to tell your results.
Okay.
Because seeing is believing. And people want to see what I'm talking about. See what I'm doing. So that's what I'm going to do. And basically, I'm going to make it into a mini series on all of the products I have tried and how they have affected me. So.
Wonderful. Yeah, that's going to be something else to look forward to, especially knowing that you're starting something new now with the experience that you've got. So this is a perfect opportunity for me then to bring you back to the beginning and say, what kind of change have you seen in yourself, in your channel, in your community and audience based on all the things you've done up to now?
When I first started, I was such a green thumb. I didn't know what I was doing. I was all over the place. I promise you, just making videos, rambling, and I look back at one of my first videos and was like, what in the world? You know, it was all kinds of bloopers and everything. And I wanted to be such a perfectionist at the beginning. But as I have walked on this journey, I realized people don't want perfectionists. People want real.
Yes.
So when I make a mistake in a video, I cannot leave it in there. I'll be like, oh, well, I didn't mean to do that, but y'all already know I got an old lady brain. Now, a lot of people who follow me realize that. They was like, Sylvia forgetting a heartbeat. Not Will, because I'm so busy. And so y'all already know I got an old lady brain, so we're going to keep that right in there, because what you see is what you get when you visit me. So I've learned that's how I changed. I learned how to just roll with the flow, be genuine, be real, be factual.
Yes.
And I'm not afraid to try new things. I try new stuff all the time. Sometimes it's a hit and miss. Sometimes it's a rock and roll. I did a short about 3 months ago. I think it's at 60,000 views right now.
Oh, goodness.
And I tried another one, that same genre, and it didn't work. That's all right. I'm gonna stay with it, because I think that it's a niche for me, but I just gotta work a little harder at it.
Right.
So don't be afraid to work hard. And if you get one no, people, remember, the next one will be a yes.
There you go. Yes. All right, we're just about back, and we're going to look at a special channel. This is actually Mr. Steph 101, and they come to us from the Groves Bargain Emporium Steph. So this one's the Groves Bargain Emporium Mr. Steph, and you'll never find them too far behind one another. This creator's now at 84 subscribers, which is great to see, and I'm happy to see that they're putting up plenty of shorts videos to get the channel started. So hopefully everybody will connect with the Groves Bargain Emporium Mr. Steph. You'll find them together, I'm sure. And then I'm just looking at the view counts on these. 1,000 views, 1,300 views on a couple of them, which is great to see. Now, we always talk about the idea of watching 3-minute videos. And hello, by the way, Target Prime Rib, thanks for coming in. When we have a channel like this that only has shorts, my recommendation is to watch at least two, but let's say 3 of them. It's the same 3 minutes, right? Or 4 minutes, or whatever it's going to be, basically. And that also might be an extra help, because it shows YouTube that you already went back for seconds and thirds on the channel because you enjoyed their content so much, let's just say. But we want to do everything we can to make sure our connections are as solid and strong as possible. And Andy, AceFlaw1, good to see you in the house. So thank you again, Steph from the Groves Bargain Emporium. These creators have both been generous, loyal, and dedicated supporters. And not just here in the Tuber Chat channel and live streams. When you visit their channel, they are constantly promoting other people, like anybody that's a channel owner. Although what they do here is live auction style sales. So Steph has some shorts on the channel as well. We'll look at these right now and just see that they've gotten into 1,200, 1,300 views. Pure variety over here, just like Mr. Steph. They've got some videos to get started as well. I see they've got a newer one from a couple weeks ago. I'm going to put that into my catch-up list. That one's fairly short as well, but I've been connected to them for years now. When we look at what they're doing, plenty of live streams, and as you can see, she sets them up far in advance. Something I don't talk about enough, the idea of posting our premieres or live streams in as far in advance as you can literally stand. I have been known to set these things up months in advance. The reason why is because you give time to the algorithm or recommendation engine to have your metadata, your description, tags, and everything percolate in the system, right, globally, because it takes a moment for everything to go around the world. We think it all works at light speed, but there can be what they call latency. The other thing, too, is while we pay our bills and things like that, most of us monthly, most people have a weekly routine. It changes throughout the year. But generally, people tend to do the same things on Monday. They plan their laundry on Thursday or Friday. They do grocery shopping on Saturday or Sunday or whatever it is. So by putting your premieres and live streams out in advance this way for people to see, they get the chance to have it pass by in the recommendation engine, maybe even a few times. And they can prepare and plan and get a chance to hit the notification like I'm doing on these right now. We set notifications for everything we see, even though we have the notification bell on for every channel to give that signal of interest. So they're going to be live tonight, actually. So this is what we'll do. We're going to raid in there. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to show everybody how to set a live redirect right now. Pour resin with love, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And John Lucas 72, good to see you here. Thank you for coming. Jen Palazzo is Palazzo Place. Great to have you in the house. Oh, the Grove sent you over here, so thank you for that. And thank you again, Steph, for the super chat again. They've done that kind of thing a million times before. And then I'll show everybody how to do this very quickly. I think I'm missing another channel that came in. I don't mean to miss anybody. I just cleaned up the wheel as well. Butler Family Farm, I think I got there, but they're on there. And Cove Action is in the house from Syracuse. I think I saw another channel come through quickly. They said they were just here for a moment. So pardon me for that. Stephen Wire's also in the house. Oh, lurking and listening. Thank you. Stephen Wires live every day. And then, pardon me, so we're going to move as fast as we can here, but I'm going to show you how to do a live redirect. So if you want to mark the time, we're 54 minutes in, oh, am I right about that? Yes, 54 minutes into episode 934 of Tuber Chat. So what I just did was take the URL from the video. If you wanted to do it in a little bit of a more, I don't know, visual way, you could come onto the video itself, hit the share button, and get the link that YouTube provides you, right? So we'll copy this link, and then what I'm going to do is open another window, and I'm going to go into the YouTube Studio, into the Customize Channel tab, but we can do that from the front page as well. You can just go right in there if you want to. YouTube gives us a lot of ways to customize our channel. Hopefully everybody enjoys the nonsense I've been doing with AI playing around. They're getting better with the images. Apparently ChatGPT just overtook Nano Banana now in a lot of ways with the drop from yesterday or today, their new image thing, if I'm not mistaken. So what we're going to do is we got to get into the content. We'll go to the live streams. We'll catch the one that's happening right now. And forgive me for distracting myself while we're trying to do a tutorial. What we're going to do is go to the customization area of the live stream that's running right now. You could do it right up until like the last second, right? Sometimes I set the redirect while we're playing the end screen for 3 minutes. So I'm going to click this redirect area. And first of all your upcoming stuff is going to come up. So you see we've got the next stream. We've got the 6-year anniversary, which is not this Saturday, next Saturday, first Saturday in May. And then we've got this Saturday's premiere, how to get 10,000 subscribers on your YouTube channel, the 6th in the series with Be Amazing Sylvia. When we click over here, though, we get the chance to see a lot of things that are already on. Stephen Wire's on right now. Surviving Together is on. Little Red Big Smile. Holly's Adventure. Mama G Gear. Lots of our friends are on. Lots of upcoming stuff as well. So you could pick something if you wanted to. But I'm going to drop the URL in here and make sure that Steph's sale comes up right away. So then I'm going to click save. They're usually on for over an hour, so chances are they'll be on after we're finished Tuber Chat today. We'll double check before we go over there. But that's all there is to it. And then anybody that's got the autoplay on is automatically going to be sent over to this channel and this stream right after Tuber Chat today. So thank you again, the Gross Bargain Emporium, Steph and Mr. Steph, for another Super Chat. Like I said, they've done that a million times. Look at that, Six Poses back is on right now. Grismatically Clever is about to come up. And let me just see if I can get to their... Oh, I don't know what I'm clicking here. Oh, for the life of me, I thought I copied it properly. Is Grismatically Clever still in the chat? Let me see. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. I keep forgetting, I wonder if anybody caught what I just did there, but there's a way, because I'm always searching, finding, and clicking on channels when we're here, but because I visit so many channels and I really never clear the cache on the browser or anything like that, so when I couldn't find the channel, you see what I was doing. I was here and, you know, I tried looking, I got it wrong, but all you have to do is like backspace one letter, and then your search results come back up, or your history, let's just say. So I could click on it, or maybe I can't, but I can go down to it and hit enter, and it will come up. What a clunky bunch of tutorials today. And then hopefully everybody enjoys that. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat as well. I know I say that a million times. And when we look at what is happening with Hibernation, this is Grismatically Clever. Forgive me, I don't know why I can't remember that every time. Hi Bear Nation's been a long time friend, actually. They're working on 600 subscribers now. I can see they're putting out a lot of music videos lately, so I'm guessing that these are done with this system. I'm going to put this video into my catch-up list. That'll give me a chance to catch another one of these and see what they've been up to. They've got a bit of information on their About section, a quick introduction to the channel, and then they've got shorts over here as well. These have gotten into almost 1,000 views on one and over 1,500 on another one, which is great to see. And then live streams on the channel as well, where they've done some video gameplay. Looks like they're doing some StreamYard panel ideas as well. So hopefully everybody will connect with Hi Bear Nation or Grismatically Clever as you see them in the chat. I see the Simple Family Lifestyle is here. Nopers Plays is in the house. And then what we are going to do, I think, is spin the wheel. So thank you again, Grismatically Clever. I'm not sure if they're still here or still listening, but I do appreciate the super chat that they dropped. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen when those things happen. Then we get around to spinning the wheel, and now we're going to look at Booby Goats. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. And then, yeah, 6 years, if you could believe that. It's really no joke either. And then thank you, Nopers Plays. They'll just be here for a moment. They say Vintage Style by Joe is still in the house. And again, I know I say it a million times. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. So we should be moving faster now, spinning the wheel, getting through channels, and then we'll get to as many as we can in the next longer than hour and a half or so. And then Booby Goats is up here right now. This is a channel I'm still getting to know. It seems she does a bit of variety and gives us a chance to get to know the creator behind the channel. So fixing up their homestead, as well as bringing us a weight loss experiment, the carnivore diet. So we can look forward to that. I'm just going to grab one of the latest videos. Not for the faint of heart, which I sometimes am, depending on the subject matter, so we'll find out. And then this creator's posting frequently. You can see almost every day, several times a week here. Shorts on the channel. So there's some interesting thumbnails on this channel. Did you see the you're gonna bite into a stick of butter there, my dear goodness. And then shorts on the channel, 11,000 on several of these, which is great to see. 10,000, 11,000. And then live streams on the channel as well. So I caught them for a live stream a couple weeks ago. Hopefully I'll catch you for another one of these. I thought I caught one where you were outdoors, or was that a premiere? Maybe it was this one. Yeah, it might have been this one. So hopefully everybody will connect with Booby Goats. We'd love to push this creator towards the 2,100 we know they're thinking about. I run into them out there as well when I'm bouncing in between premieres and live streams. I'm always happy to see people supporting each other, right? Because it shows you the friendships that are being made between creators. And friendships are the #1 thing everybody seems to enjoy about the YouTube journey. That's what I've been told over all these years. And I tend to agree. The Feral Grandma's coming up now. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. Living Large with L Crew is in the house, and Raymond Tacular Forever is here. I was asking Ren, and forgive me, because I know that I message you and then I don't message for a few days and then I message you again. So because you know what I do is when I have the phone in my hand, I'm sure lots of people do this. When I have the phone in my hand, I have a thought, or somebody's name will pass by for something, or it could be an Instagram thing or anything like that, and I'll be like, oh, I got to message them about something. But then I'm like, but I'm driving, or I wouldn't have the phone in my hand. But you know what I mean? I'm doing something, or I'm busy, or I'm in the middle of something else. I say, wait until I've got a moment to sit there and type out a proper message because I have a real thought and I want to ask them a question. And then I don't do it for a couple days until I notice it again. And I'm like, I messaged them and then I forgot to message them. So I was asking Ren is the name of the creator behind Living Large with L Crew, but I was asking them if they do their own editing, because that's a creator who does vlogging in the truest sense of the word. So we've got a few vloggers in the Tuber Chat channel or family. If you want to look at the idea of vlogging in the traditional sense, right? You go about your day, you film the highlights, cut, and by the end of a 10, 20, or whatever minute video, you've experienced what the highlights of what the creator's day was like, if that makes any sense. Living Large with L Crew is an exceptional vlogger. I expect very big things from that channel. My intention is to go through it and see if I can pin down things that are going to help get some of the videos moving a little bit faster, because that's a creator. I could say it about a lot of people, but Living Large with L Crew is somebody who I think should be getting a lot more views than they are already. And hopefully you're taking that as a compliment, because that's how it's meant. But we want to... hopefully everybody will have a look at other people's videos and we can all learn tips and tricks from each other. You will notice right away how much work she puts into her videos, between moving the camera, doing all the things, and she's doing something right now as well, which I've noticed on Instagram, where she is, and I just happen, because Instagram's where I talk to everybody all day, a little bit of Facebook and a tiny amount of X, but Instagram's the thing for me. So I see all kinds of highlights and reels and or whatever we want to call everything, right? And she's doing this thing where she's putting out Instagram reel every day, and she's saying, I'm doing a video every day until I get 10,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. And I think it's a cool idea. I'm watching to see how that's going to work out. High Plains Camper, they'll be fully monetized on Friday, they think, which is great. So thank you for the super chat. I certainly do appreciate that. I see High Plains Campers monetized, but they will get the 4,000 hours of watch time by Friday, which is great. And absolutely true. Now, Living Large with L Crew, I've seen a lot of her content because we swapped playlists, I don't know, a year ago, last summer, something like that. And she came up as one of my biggest channels for having watched in my highlight at the end of the year, just because her playlist is so long, right? But that means I got to see some of the videos. When we're running playlists, we're not necessarily sitting watching. Like I'm running one right now for Cruising on the High Season Travel that's 9 days long. Right? So I'm not going to see all 9 days worth of content, but it runs in a window on my computer anytime I'm not streaming. So I will see a lot of the videos, right? And, watch some of them from time to time. So these are just ideas, but hopefully everybody can take inspiration from each other. Cove Action is somebody that takes their filming very seriously as well. And there's so many different ways to do things as well. I've learned from creators. I've taken inspiration both from some of the biggest creators we all likely watch, like Sean Cannell and Nick Nimmin and these guys, to anybody in the Tuber Chat family as well. Lots of us have given each other lots of tips and tricks. And I'm not kidding. I think that playlist from Rob is 9 days long, something like that. I think Cove Action, I ran one for them the other day. I think it was 6 days long, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. And then I'll show you when we look at Scratch and PPA's channel, if anybody wants to remind me, in case I forget when I put his channel up, what I'm talking about. How do you know a playlist takes 9 days to run or 6 days to run? These are creators with hundreds, if not thousands of videos, right? But I'll show you what I'm talking about, because Pete does a trick on his channel to show you how long it's going to take to run his playlist, and I'll explain how it works when we get there. And then the Feral Grandma is up on the screen, and this creator is another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. We're going to look at High Plains Camper in another moment because of that super chat. But the Feral Grandma is a creator who's been with us. She's probably been with us a year now, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 9 months ago, 10 months ago. A year ago, longer than a year, which is great. I don't know if it's a year and a half, maybe. My dear goodness. This creator I referred to as the Grill Master the other day, because I did watch this particular video, right? And then she's done a few different things. She gives us a chance to get to know her, but she's either cooking or talking. I think she's doing carnivore as well. Am I wrong about that? Forgive me if I'm mistaken. I might be mistaken about that. It might be keto, and I might be wrong about both of those things, because she's got the butter challenge here. That says keto to me, but I might be wrong. And then shorts on the channel. And forgive me when I get confused. I'm sure I do it many times where I confuse content from a couple of different creators. Almost 1,000 views on one of these shorts videos, and over 1,000 on another one, which is great to see, and then live streams on the channel as well. And I've been lucky enough to catch her a few times. Another butter battle, but live. And then this creator's cooking all kinds of stuff, both in live streams and videos. So hopefully everybody will connect with the Feral Grandma. She's working on 300 subscribers right now. We would love to push her a little bit farther towards that milestone. And then hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. I know I say that a million times. I don't think I put Living Large with L Crew on the wheel. I'll do that right now. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuberchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. Oh, was I right about that? And forgive me, because I don't know every single creator's first name, even some that you think like you should know. This is one thing that I learned. I used to work in radio for like decades, right? In my early adult life. And while we were there, what we were taught is that you basically have a new show starting every 10 minutes, even though you might be on for 3 hours or 4 hours or whatever. But there's always people listening for short amounts of time. Sometimes they're just getting in the car. Sometimes they're doing, things around the house while they're listening. But the average is basically, I think they said 12 minutes. Now, it's probably different for YouTube. We could look that up, I'm sure. But the idea is thinking to yourself that even though you're saying some of the things that you say often, not everybody's catching it. If you don't say your first name at the beginning of every single video, then not everybody's going to know it. Doesn't matter. You don't have to do that. It's not a tip or trick or anything that's going to help. It's just an idea, right? And I certainly don't do it either. But I usually do it at the end of the streams, actually, on my personal channel, now that I'm thinking of it, are the end of the videos. But I have also the graphics. Some of us use like lower thirds and things. Those are those things like the news television channels have that pop up with the guest name and everything. So that can help as well. But I don't necessarily know everybody's name. Now, when you have your name in your channel, like Mona Did What, it's kind of easy for people to get it, or Vintage Style by Joe, or Tim Mitchell, or just Jason Keto, and things like that. But not otherwise, not everybody. Or it takes a while, let's say. High Plains Campers up here right now. This creator just let us know they will be fully monetized in a matter of a couple of days, which is great to know. I'm also curious if you want to talk outside. I forget if we're already connected on Instagram or anything like that. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and occasionally X. I always say it, but I'm really not spending much time over there these days. I would be curious to know how you're gaining watch hours so quickly, if you're just swapping with other people or if you've got something else going on. But High Plains Camper does a great job both with their videos and with their live streams. They're always engaging. When I've caught them for live streams, they do a great job of keeping up with the chat. They've always got a few things going on. This is a solo camper that takes us truck camping. And they go to interesting places. They try to fit these in wherever they can, in between family events and other things. They always have a fire going, and I've seen them do a couple of different beer challenges. They had their first Dos Equis ever, I think, when I was on one of their live streams. And then shorts on the channel as well. Let's have a look at what they've got going on here. They've put out some members-only content already. Shorts, 7,300, 7,500, so that must be helping as well. That's good view counts. And the channel's working on 2,500, which is great to see. And then videos they're posting, I was going to say once a week, but it's actually a little more frequently than that. So I guess every few days. I think as soon as they've got one done. Forgive me if I'm wrong, and let me know if you have some kind of a schedule that I'm not catching there, but it looks like they're just putting them up every 3, 4, 5 days. And then thank you so much, Nopers Plays. And then this creator, I didn't realize they were still here, but I'm going to put them on the wheel right now. And I'll spin. And we're moving a little bit faster. Once I get through story time, I try to control myself. It's not working out perfectly yet. You want to hear story time? I was watching not watching, but listening to a video when I'm driving for work. I drive for hours every day, right, in between jobs when I work. And I mix things up, right, because you can't stand to do the same thing for 4, 5, 6 hours a day sometimes, right? So one of the things that I'll do is I'll switch over to my personal account and I'll watch videos that I don't watch here. Sometimes I listen to music and stuff like that. But I'll keep up with at least a couple of crypto videos and at least a couple of AI videos, usually every day as a minimum, right? And a crypto video, they happen to play interview. Trump was on CNBC, and I don't want to get into politics and stuff, but just the fact of it, boy, can that guy talk. And when he goes off in a tangent and starts rambling, I find it to be very similar to what happens to me here in Tuber Chat. So I don't know if people feel that way, but yeah, I thought it was the funniest thing because I'm like, oh, this must be what it sounds like when everybody's like, Kevin, would you please stop with the nonsense and just get to the point. I must have missed the super chat that Butler Family Farm dropped in there. And thank you again. Pour Resin with Love. Pardon me. Pour Resin with Love dropped a super chat. Thank you again, High Plains Camper. And yeah, forgive me, Jerry. That slipped right by me there. But Jerry took over the stream boss. And that's the video game life meter under my camera there. Every super chat, membership, and highlighted milestone message knocks a little bit of life off of the stream boss. The last person to knock it out and take over gets some extra exposure for their channel. And Butler Family Farms held that position many times before. So forgive me, I'm doing things out of order now. I spun the wheel. Vintage Style by Joe will come up. We'll put Pour Resin with Love up right before that. Feral Grandma. At least a few people here who do live streams know what it's like. So I will rely on everybody's empathy or whatever we want to call that to understand. Yeah, okay, I get what he's kind of doing there. It's really tough. Running for office. You know, I used to live in a small town. I'd say small town. It's not that small, but it's a couple hours or an hour north of Toronto. And I thought that I was going to live there. I worked there for many years. I worked there on and off for like 14 years. I thought I was going to live there. And then the idea was if I was going to stay, I might run for city council. And the idea was I'll just run every year for my whole adult life. And I don't care how many times I lose, because if I do this for like 24 years, eventually maybe I'll be the mayor. And it might have been a far-fetched idea, but they only have six districts in that town. And yeah, not such a far-fetched idea. But yeah, nonsense again. But thank you, Jen Palazzo. You're having me reminisce while I'm distracting myself from channels here again. Butler Family Farm is up on the screen right now. This is Jerry and Susan. They just did a live stream on Monday night. I was going to say yesterday. The days are blending into each other for me already. But no, it was Monday night. They're on every Monday. Jerry and Susan have 116 acres of farmland to share with us. They bring traditional homesteading style content. They take us out on the farm. They show us what it takes to look after the land, look after their home. Jerry does remarkable woodworking. I mentioned this about him and Van Lott, who was in the chat earlier as well. Might still be here, I'm not sure. And hopefully everybody will check out all the different aspects of their content. But one of the things they do is live streams every Monday. They give us a chance to get to know Jerry and Susan. Sometimes they do StreamYard panels, and I've been on their channel actually several times. Now they're involved in cook-alongs with Tim Mitchell, who we're going to talk about in a moment, because he's gifting a handful of memberships. He's done that 100 times before, so thank you for that again, Tim Mitchell. I certainly do appreciate the extra generous support, but it is absolutely unnecessary. And, you know, as much as I say I don't want to solicit that kind of thing, I did have another thought today. You know, we have a lot of people here in Tuber Chat. Everybody can see this channel's doing fine when it comes to Super Chats, memberships, and things like that. And as much as I say it's absolutely unnecessary, I do appreciate it. But I hope that nobody feels obligated either. You know, there's some people who do it very often or almost every stream, and I don't want you to feel like you have to. And the other thought is I hope you don't ever skip a stream just because of that, because you like either can't or don't want to, like that particular day. You don't want to do it every day. You only want to show up when you super chat and things like that. I don't want anybody to feel that way at all, because I can't do it for everybody all the time either. You know what I mean? I do what I believe that I can, and you know, I mention it many times. I don't give back everything that comes in from YouTube. I give back a significant portion of it, in my opinion. But I just don't want anybody to feel obligated is kind of the idea. And then thank you, Tim Mitchell, gifting 5 memberships. They caught somebody that's in the chat right now, Target Prime Ribbit. Poor Resin with Love picked up one of those. John Lucas might still be here as well, and then another couple of friends who've been here before. But thank you for that. I certainly do appreciate it. Again, I just, you know, I never want anybody to feel obligated. We have so many different feelings about these things. Jerry dropped a super chat and took over that stream boss. They've done that a million times before. And then Jerry and Susan, like I said, do these live streams. They get involved in a cook-along once a month with Chef Civi and Tim Mitchell. And Devil Dog is another creator that joins them for this. They got another one coming up, cinnamon rolls. I think sugar-free cinnamon rolls are what they're going to be making the next stream. We'll look forward to, Tim will know the date of that. I don't remember what it is. And then Jerry shares knowledge as he continues to learn on YouTube as well. He's been with us for many years. He gets together with Belt Loop 29 and they share aspects of the YouTube promotion system or different ideas for growing as well. Videos on the channel feature all of the things I talked about. They show us around the farm. They give us the livestock. There's cattle, goats, donkeys, horses, llamas, chickens, cats, dogs, bees, koi, and more. And then Jerry and Susan bring us into their home. They do canning, they do cooking, they do prepping, and they take us on the road as well. They meet up with lots of other creators, both in large and small groups. When they're in large groups for meetups, they tend to live stream them as well. And then they've got shorts on the channel that have gotten into 10 and 12,000 views, one at 55,000. And like I said, Jerry let us know, I think a year and a half ago, something like that, he's been using the YouTube promotion system. So that's another legitimate way in the YouTube studio to grow a channel very rapidly. This is how somebody can go from 10,000 subscribers or less to over 150,000. Not something that I expect to ever use, not something that I expect to ever recommend, but something that is out there as well. And I say that, you know, obviously as a hint to our friends, but you know, anytime anybody's going to make a major decision for how they're going to grow their channel, I hope you'll consider all aspects and talk to a few different people before you make major decisions, just so that you can, let's say, make an educated or informed decision about anything you're going to do with your channel. But almost everybody here has, you know, is willing to share anything that they know with each other, which is great to know. And then spaghetti and meatballs is your thing. Gem Palazzo. I like spaghetti as much as anybody else. Somebody mentioned today the idea of Lego while I was working. And a lot of the things I have to work with are plastic pieces. And they asked me, are those Legos? I said, no, it's not. But did you see that thing where there was a guy doing Amazon returns or something like that? I just saw the headline. I didn't watch it. But the guy was buying expensive Lego kits and then filling the boxes with pasta, dried pasta, because it weighs about the same. And my dear goodness, I really get upset about that kind of thing, but it is a amusing kind of headline, let's say. Home Bartending with John, good to see you in the house. A long time, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. One of our silver members. You actually see that channel every day in the slides that run at the beginning, middle, and end of every live stream. And then Butler Family Farm, hopefully everybody will connect with. Thank you again, Jerry and Susan, for the super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. Pour Resin with Love is coming up right now for the very same reason. Vintage Style by Joe will be coming up because I spun the wheel earlier. And then Tim Mitchell and a few different channels are coming up, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. I might not have seen what Mona Did What is talking about. Are you talking about Amazon? Where they people who are, they call them porch pirates, right, wanting to steal people's Amazon packages. I don't know how many of them are real, but if some of them are real, it's funny as anything, where they put like almost booby traps in the packages. Spoiler alert for everybody, and the packages explode with like dye or paint on people when they are trying to steal. I think that's funny. I think that's super funny. Like instant karma sort of stuff. I wish none of it would happen, but you know what I mean. Lynn's Life Lessons, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Travel Off Book is here. And then, I felt like I was going to mention something else. I can't remember what on earth I was talking about. Yeah, the porch pirates. I thought for a second there when you talked about things exploding, I was going to say like the one of the things that blew up on YouTube so long ago was the Mentos and Diet Coke, I think it is, right? Or Mentos and Coca-Cola. My goodness, some of the things people have done with that. Pour Resin with Love. This is a channel that I'm still getting to know, but they've been with us several times now. They're working on 1,300 subscribers, and I'm still learning about all the things that can be done with resin. We've actually got a few creators that are working with this now. Create and Relate is somebody that comes to mind. She's with us frequently, and she's doing some of this. But I really would have never considered how versatile it seems to me that resin can be for making really vibrant, colorful, and very beautiful things. So there's a lot to learn for somebody like myself. And I see all these shorts now. It's probably because of the Tuber Chat videos, but I see shorts coming up all the time. You know that they're fake, but it's like people doing their whole driveway and like the entire interior of their house with as a time lapse with resin. But I think they're funny and interesting to see. But this will be interesting as well. So I'm going to put this into that playlist I keep talking about. We call it my catch-up list. It's a playlist I use to keep or get caught up with creators. And I'm always happy to see people creating things. I'm curious to know if you sell any of this stuff. I got to ask my sister when I talk to her if she does anything with resin. I think she does. I'm not sure what items she makes and sells. She goes to a lot of conventions like Comic-Con and things like that, a lot of cosplay and everywhere else. She's really mostly horror themed though, like Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street and that kind of stuff. And she makes things and sells them at shows and all that. 3,300, 4,300, 4,700 views, which is great to see. And this creator's working, like I said, on 1,300. So I'm hoping we can push them towards that subscriber milestone. And then I'm looking forward to getting to know the channel better. I'm always impressed with things that I don't or can't do, right? How things are made, or watching people create, especially vibrant, colorful things. You know, I could do pretty much anything when it comes to a computer, but when it comes to handmade art, this is a true story. They wanted to hold me back. In Canada, we used to actually like fail grades and stuff if we didn't perform. They wanted to hold me back in senior kindergarten because I refused to paint. I guess I wouldn't do it. I don't know. I don't remember. I was too young. But this is what my parents tell me. So I'm that much more impressed with people with artistic talent. You know, you don't have to be artistic to be creative. I think all of us are creative. We wouldn't be doing what we're doing if we weren't. But artistic talent, I find very impressive. So what we're going to do right now is look at Vintage Style by Joe. And hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. And then, yeah, home bartending with John. There's all kinds of creativity that can be done with drinks. I actually had some bartending friends, make up a drink. I don't even remember what was in it, but a special occasion for a radio station thing I was doing years ago with an anniversary thing. And we had the bartenders put together a drink just for that day. And they had to come up with something and think like what has not been made before. Easier now because you got an app. You can just like look it up and see if anybody's made something, and or probably ask ChatGPT to come up with a recipe for you. But interesting and creative as well when we think about that, for people to come up with some of the drinks that are out there or things they're going to do for themselves, I guess. So Vintage Style by Joe is coming up. But what we're going to do right now, though, is take a break. We're going to come back in a second. And thank you again, Poor Resin with Love, for that super chat. Butler Family Farm. Jerry, you don't have to do that all the time. I know he likes to take over the stream, boss. And I certainly do appreciate it. And then, yeah, can you imagine? Jen, I'm not kidding. And then Tim Mitchell is coming up right after Vintage Style by Joe. We'll go for 3.5 minutes. We'll come right back. I'm just going to play another clip from that interview series to give you an idea of the kind of things you might hear in this Saturday's episode. It's coming up. We're going to skip a live stream on Saturday and check out that video. And then we will be right back. You mentioned the idea of shorts, so that gives me an opportunity to jump right into that. So, in every one of these interviews, I'm asking about opinions, about shorts, how we can get them to work for us. But you're the first creators that I'm talking to that have broken off into a shorts channel. I also noticed that you took the shorts off of the original channel. I'm assuming you uploaded the same ones over there, and now you have over 350 shorts on that channel. At last look, it was I think your fastest moving short video on the shorts channel, which is Unstable TV Shorts, has 22,000 views, and you're already at 768 subscribers. So the biggest thing that I think people are going to be wondering about that is, how do you feel about your decision to break your shorts off into their own channel?
So the reason we did it in the first place was because we felt like the shorts were distracting from our long form videos, because we were getting a lot of like views and attention on the shorts. But while we were doing shorts and long form at the same time, it's kind of like the long form was like pushed to the back.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So that's the reason why we split off into a shorts channel by itself. So we kind of use that for just, like skits and memes and stuff, and then we use it for promotion videos for our main channel as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you said some of our highest viewed videos on the shorts channel, they are clips from our long form videos with the link to send it back. So we just kind of felt it didn't sit right with our channel to have it all together, so we said we'd try and split it and see if it worked.
Yeah, because when we first put them up, we had like you're saying about the YouTube algorithm and stuff, and when you're watching the metrics go up and down. When we start putting the shorts up, the videos that would usually go up and probably after a week they performed the way they done were like pushed to the back. Yeah. But how we felt from how we were watching our analytics, for anyone watching, do make sure you check your analytics out regularly. It does help.
Yeah.
And there is a research tab as well, so check that out as well. It helps with your channel, because you get an idea where your viewers are coming in and what they're researching as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just a tip for everyone. On the main channel, it didn't sit for us, but even like scrolling up and down and like how it looked, we didn't like it. But we used the shorts as kind of a voice, like say things you can't really say on the main videos that might not like go with YouTube's policies. Like we have a lot of fun with like pranking each other and stuff like that. Like what we have noticed though with our shorts, anything to do with relationships or like pranks wise, that like skyrockets for us.
Wow.
Or if we do like say like a trend of meme, sometimes we might get something and sometimes not.
Yeah.
But we've learned that like shorts really help us have like them crazy ideas where you just get a bit wild when you're filming on YouTube and you're like I want to do this, or maybe this might look funny. It's kind of to make ourselves laugh, and then just go that direction with it, and just come up with crazy stuff then.
Pardon me, everybody. I just need another second here, and I'm going to be on. I got a interesting situation happening. I have to hang it on the curtain rod and hopefully not have it fall. Oh, okay. Yeah, pardon me. Pardon me, everybody. You can probably see this thing. The light is so strong on my face. The sun is coming right in now. Won't go on like this for too many weeks, right? It moves, but I gotta maybe. Thank you. So pardon me just for one more second. I'm not going to turn the screen off, but the mic just for a moment while I get this fixed. Yeah, sounds silly, but I promise you that sun beating right in my eye, I can't see a thing. So technical difficulties in different ways here, I guess. But we're good to go now. And then Vintage Style by Joe is up on the screen. This is another loyal and dedicated supporter who's with us regularly, and a channel I've been taken away with, to be honest with you. She brings vibrant, colorful ideas and creates things usually out of scraps of materials and fabrics, but not always. She actually gets some happy mail. She collects different kinds of, I think she cuts the blocks herself out of the materials, if I'm not mistaken, and different fabrics. But this creator takes sometimes ordinary things from around the house and converts them into vibrant, colorful things by giving them new life, making new covers for them and things like that. Sometimes she just makes things like pillows and quilts. Some of these things can take anywhere from 100 pieces to even 500 pieces. And she tries to get the jump on holiday series. So like she's working on some spring stuff a while ago, but many months ago she got into autumn before autumn came around. She got into Christmas before Christmas came around. Tends to follow a lot of holidays with things like around Easter, the Easter bunny kinds of ideas, if I'm not mistaken. I thought she made a basket kind of thing, but I might be mistaken. Pillows are a regular idea, and this was a great idea, I thought, the other day. I kept going on about this, but she made a tote, and this is meant for a tablet or a laptop and things like that, but it's got pouches on it so you can keep your charger and other things. She always does a great job with everything that she's creating. And I know she talks to a lot of other creators, not just YouTubers and this and that, about, you know, ideas, including almost like challenges, right? So one of the latest videos is this one here talking about curtains. I'm just going to pull it up for a second. We don't watch videos here, but I'm just going to show you, like, look at this. So she's got all of the fabrics or materials set out ready to go. And then she talks about how she's going to put these things together, gives tips and tricks for things like the edges of the curtains. Like, there's lots to learn. And for somebody like me who doesn't do any of these things, I find it that much more fascinating to find, you know, out about all the work that goes into this. And then you look at the beautiful curtains that come out afterwards. Can you imagine how much work this took? My dear goodness. But what a payoff, right? To have something homemade, handmade. And the blocks came from different sources. I think she said other people sent some of them as well. And then she showed at the beginning of this particular video other things that other people had made. This is where I get the idea of maybe a challenge or a contest kind of idea. Forgive me if I'm getting that wrong. But that's an idea of what Vintage Style by Joe is doing. I've caught her for live streams several times. Hopefully I'll catch you for another one. She tends to do these on Fridays, 9:45 a.m., which is right smack like when I'm working. It's usually like my first job of the day is going on. I do service calls like a technician, right? So I have to go to different places. And sometimes it's 2 a day, sometimes it's 5. And usually the first job of the day is right at that time. But what I promise everybody is I'm always going to try to be in whenever I can. So for somebody like Vintage Style by Joe, now that I have the time and date set in my mind, then I know that while I'm out on Friday, if I happen to be driving between jobs, I know I'm going to be able to get in there and at least listen, at the very least, right? And I do that often as well. Grant's Faithful GLP1 Journey, thank you so much for the super chat. I really do appreciate the extra generous support. I'm not sure if we looked at the shorts on Vintage Style by Joe's channel. Yeah, look at these. She's gotten into members only content now, but some of the shorts have got 2,200, 2,600, 3,900. I think this one is still getting views. I'm going to try to remember this, 2,600 and 3,900, because I thought these two had roughly the same view counts for a while, and I might be wrong. But I think this one is still getting views. Because we see Vintage Style by Joe's channel frequently, because she's here with us frequently as well. Working on 2,900 subscribers, which is great to see. And she always does a great job in her live streams of keeping up with the chat as well. talking about the things she's making or intending to make. Thank you, Pour Resin with Love. And I'm going to catch up with the chat in a quick second here. We're going to look at Tim Mitchell in another moment. He gifted 5 memberships just a little while ago. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. Just going to go back to Vintage Style by Joe's channel for a second. They've got a video that hit 10,000. Look at that. What a wonderful milestone to hit. It's so exciting to see creators raising the bar on their own channel. And what I've said from the beginning, it goes without saying, but just for the sake of putting it out there, is every time something happens, you know, unfortunately negatively, but, you know, the 90% is positive or more, right? But especially positive, every time something great happens, you know it's just the first time it's happened. So Vintage Style by Joe hitting 10,000 views on a video, not a short, this is a video, is a wonderful accomplishment. And I'm putting a lot of focus on it because this is what everybody who hasn't done that yet has to look forward to, right? I believe anybody here will eventually get there. All you have to do is stay, keep putting out content, keep growing your channel, and eventually these kinds of things happen for almost everybody, right? I would think almost like literally everybody, but almost everybody. But Vintage Style by Joe hitting 10,000 views on a video is no surprise to somebody like me because I've been watching her content, right? So I know what she's doing. I expect big things from this creator over time as well. But hitting 10,000 views, this is the first video she's got that's hit 10,000. So it'll be just as exciting to see another one hit 10,000 and eventually move up from there. But you know that it's happening. Wego Howard Music, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. And then when we look at Tim Mitchell, we see actually a few different channels. So he gifted 5 memberships earlier, and then we're going to look at Grant's Faithful GLP1 Journey, who also dropped a super chat. We always put those channels up right away as soon as that happens, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel. I will clean up the wheel in another moment, make sure we've got all the right channels on there. Members and moderators, just please be active in the chat. Jesse Journals and Unboxes, I might not have said hello out loud, but I did see you and put you on the wheel. Mona did What Is Still Here. I've got them on there. And then oh, Just Jason Keto, I wouldn't have meant to take you off. I think I got a little aggressive with cleaning up the wheel on the last round. But Just Jason Keto's on there. And then when we look at what Tim Mitchell is doing, this creator actually produces videos and live streams for 3 different channels that I know of. One is his own, so he's got a bit of outdoor content here. This creator brings us on the road for a lot of live streams every Tuesday, again during my work time, but occasionally he has a late day, I have an early day, and we're able to catch each other. Tim Mitchell otherwise will bring us shorts featuring some of the dash cam footage that he gets and some other outdoor footage as well. 1,600, 1,900 views on a couple of these, and then live streams also. So I haven't caught a live stream in a while. It's been a month since I've been able to catch one, it looks like, or yeah, about 4 weeks. Hopefully I'll catch another one again soon, but I know that the other 2 channels that we're going to look at have the chance of catching a unexpected live stream. Cooking with the Munchie Mafia Official is the next channel that we're going to look at, and then they've got a complimentary channel as well. This is where Chef CV, Tim is usually in the background here, but these creators get together. And I should go back just for 1 second here. I just want to see Tim Mitchell's so this is the avatar, and where's the, oh, it's on Chef CV's channel. I was gonna look for the thumbnail because we were talking about Tim Mitchell's hair, so I just want to get an idea because I haven't seen Tim like his face in, I don't know if he goes on camera or not because I haven't seen it, but lots of creators don't, which is fine. But this creator has a video here. So check this out with Chef CV. I'm going to see if I can get this to stop on the thumbnail. Is it going to stop? There it is. So longer than this, way before this picture was the last time he got a haircut, he said. So there's an example right there. Cooking with the Munchie Mafia official. That's a video where you can learn about Chef CV and Tim Mitchell together, how they got together. And then Chef CV otherwise is going to take us through the kitchen and it makes some interesting meals, dishes, and combinations which come from the live streams. I'll show that to you in a second here. But Chef Civi also takes us around the kitchen to help us navigate, understand the cookware, understand the bakeware, the appliances, even getting into product reviews. And then there's shorts on the channel as well. These feature quite a bit of variety, beginning into 1,300, 1,500, 2,600 views, and then live streams on the channel. And you've seen that colorful wheel throughout the thumbnails on both the shorts, I think videos, and live streams. That's the mystery wheel of misfortune. And what happens is there are live streams here every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern where everybody is able to contribute ingredients to the mystery wheel of misfortune, and basically Chef CV is going to have to spin and be forced, all but forced, to make whatever comes up as a combination, and it can be pretty obscure, if we want to say. Lots of different words we could use to describe the awkward, odd combinations sometimes that people have come up here. And then this is the creator that I was talking about that gets involved in those cook-along live streams with Butler Family Farm and Devil Dog. They do those once a month on Sunday. And forgive me, because I know I asked, but I might not have, I didn't catch the date if you said, Tim Mitchell, when the next one is coming up. And then Angel Light Over Darkness 33, she's been a dear friend since before the beginning. She's been with me as long as Ace Flaw 1, Jeremy D-Day, and a few other creators since before Tuber Chat was even a thought. More than 6 years now, if you can believe that. And then I was just on her live stream. Was it last night? Last night or the night before? Angel Light Over Darkness. She still has a one-of-a-kind channel after all these years on Tuber Chatter in the Tuber Chat family. She's the only one that does what she does in our community. And then the unofficial official off-topic squirrel. This is a complimentary channel for Chef Civi. They've got a couple of things going on here. It looks like they've got a series that may be continuing. Otherwise, it's a behind-the-scenes look at Chef Civi. Sometimes in the kitchen still, but often outside. And then they've got plenty of shorts here featuring variety. Some outdoor adventures I see. 1,200, 1,500 on some of these, and then live streams as well. Here on the last Saturday of every month, so next week. Oh, is it next week or is it this week? It's this week. This Saturday, they're going to be playing Cards Against Humanity. I'm trying to remember the dates, right? So this is this Saturday will be the last Saturday of this month. So they're going to do a live stream playing Cards Against Humanity, and I've listened in. They've been doing this many times before. I've caught a couple briefly, and some impromptu live streams as well. But I was driving during the last one, I think it was, and I was able to catch pretty much, I think, the whole stream. My dear goodness, some of the answers that come in from the audience. If anybody hasn't already seen that game, it is something else. And then Living Large with L Crew is still in the house. Let me make sure they're on the wheel. And we've got one more channel to look at before I spin. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. Was that the second live stream that I've caught from you, Grant's Faithful GLP1 Journey? I think so. You might find this interesting for any of our friends that are following GLP1, which I'm still learning about. So forgive me while I try to make it sound like I know what I'm talking about when I certainly don't. I'm learning from our friends, but a few of these channels now have come into the Tuber Chat family or people who are following this type of journey along. Diary of a CEO is one of the most popular podcasts in the world, and I've been listening. Usually I watch or listen to the 20-minute versions. They usually have guests on for a couple of hours, and I watch the one that they clip, the 20-minute version. But they just had somebody on talking about this stuff. So anybody that hasn't already seen Diary of a CEO, it's something that I follow. He really mixes up the guests. So sometimes you might see a podcast where it's all like right-wing conservative, guests, and sometimes it's left-wing Democratic guests or liberal guests, whatever you want to call it. But Diary of a CEO really mixes it up. You really never know who's coming next week and what they're going to talk about, but always informative and a real inside look at a lot of the influencers that they bring on, world leaders of all kinds. So I just thought I'd mention that because it was something I noticed the other day, and I was thinking of our friends here who are following along with GLP-1. I still have a lot to learn when it comes to this. Not only am I learning, I have a lot to learn. I'm just going to grab the latest video, though, because this looks like something a little bit different, maybe a travel-based video. Dollywood is interesting, and shorts on this channel have gotten now into 1,200, 1,500, 1,600 views. Now, Grant is going to give us information on the About section so we can get an idea as to what they're bringing on the channel already. But we get an idea in between, a little bit of variety there. Their GLP-1 journey, and then live streams as well. Yeah, so I caught, oh yes, it was a celebration. That was a special live stream the other day. And then, yeah, the second one that I've caught from this creator. So hopefully I'll catch you for another one again soon. I got notification bells on for every single channel, of course. And then, yeah, the catch-up list continues and is alive and well. Oh, Tim Mitchell, did you see what I did the other day, too? We were talking about that, and Kristen and I happened to go to Costco, and we got the Mega Mustard. My camera doesn't allow because of the green screen effect for everybody to see this, but I got enough mustard for probably the summer, and that's something else. So mustard is like the one thing that it seems any diet allows. Right? Even when I go to ChatGPT and I'm like, can you give me some healthy ideas for things I can eat in a car while I drive? Even if I want to make a sandwich or something, it says the mustard can stay. It might tell me to get rid of some other stuff, but that's an idea. Sandra James, living it. Good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And then thank you, Home Bartending with John. Still in the house. Create and Relate is here. I mentioned you earlier. There's another channel called Pour Resin with Love. I'm not sure if the two of you already know each other, but I was saying Create and Relate is doing a lot with resin lately. So you probably find each other's content interesting. And then I'm just going to spin the wheel, but thank you again for another super chat. Grant's Faithful GLP-1 Journey. I certainly do appreciate the extra generous support. And then Living Large with L Crew is coming up right now. Oh, the bad oils are in there, Just Jason Keto. Yeah, at some point in my life, I hope to make even better decisions. Actually, I've been losing a tiny amount of weight. The only reason I can say that right now is I'm down since last year when I was started working my new full-time job. I really don't work that hard, but I do actually have to work. And I've dropped a couple of belt loops, right? Let's just say. So obviously that was a help. I had to go see the liver guy. I don't have a liver problem right now, but I go to see the liver guy to make sure that I don't have a liver problem, right? That's a requirement for me every year now. And they said I improved over last year, which I couldn't believe. I said, I'm only doing like barely a sliver of what you even told me to do. But that is something. And then lately, though, I notice I'm having trouble. I think I've been doing more work. I think that's what it is. And eating a little bit better. You'd be shocked to know, but much as I go on about pizza and cheesecake and the other nonsense I talk about, I've been eating vegetables in the car. I was telling Kristen, I won't eat baby carrots. I don't know why. I just don't like them, and I would never be able to describe to you what the problem is, because I like carrots just fine. I eat anything. There's almost nothing I won't eat, right, when it comes to traditional everything we all eat, right? But if I cut the carrots into sticks like they give you in a restaurant for wings, then I'll eat it, right? So that's what I've been eating. Celery, carrots, cucumber. I really don't, while I'm driving, like to eat the broccoli and cauliflower. I don't know why, when you make like a veggie tray kind of thing. But some of that. It's a little bit better. Any vegetable is one less ounce of chocolate, let's just say, or whatever other nonsense I'm going to eat. Living Large with L Crew we're going to talk about. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. Yeah, I'm going to show you something. I'm not sure if this is the account or not. I think it's this one, because she got a Instagram, I guess, for her YouTube specifically. Is this the one where you're doing the... Yeah, day 40 of posting a random camera roll video until I hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. So that's what she's been doing. So this is Living Large with L Crew, but kind of cool. She's finding a way to bring her Instagram and YouTube together. Why does it look like I'm not following you here? Am I not logged in? Oh, I think I just followed you with my personal one. That's why. So Living Large with L Crew is bringing vlogging. I mentioned this creator a while ago. So adventure vlog certainly does fit the channel perfectly. She, am I right that you have moved around, like literally moved where you're living? What I think is like 1 million times, but many times. And she takes us to really interesting places. Best shuffle dancer, probably in the Tuber Chat family. If anybody finds a better shuffle dancer, please let me know. But this creator does vlogging in the truest sense of the word. So when you watch her videos, you're going to get the idea of how much work she puts into it. Once in a while she has help, but the idea is that she's filming all the different aspects of her day or adventure or whatever she's doing at that time, moving the camera around, stopping, restarting. We as video editors are able to understand what she's doing. And then I recently learned that she edits all of her own stuff as well, which is really interesting. When we look at shorts on the channel, she's gotten into 11,000, 12,000, 26,000 views, and then live streams on the channel as well. Oh, she just did a short one the other day. Hopefully I'll catch you for one of these live streams. Did I catch you for this, or was this a replay? Oh, no, because we swapped playlists. But that's only a month ago. Maybe I caught you for this, and forgive me for not being sure if I remember that. But this creator came up as one of my biggest last year for having watched because we swapped playlists. So she's willing to do it. Lots of creators are. Anybody can talk about that in the chat, of course. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. I mentioned this channel a little while ago, Create and Relate, because she's doing a lot with resin these days, but she actually does a lot of different creative crafting, let's just say. And she brings us, pardon me, on her channel a lot of the tools that she uses for that as well. You can read about it in the About section. She gives us lots of information. But when you start to dig through the channel, you see the things that she's making, the tools and things she's using to make the different artistic things on the channel. She's doing traditional product reviews, and then she's got things that relate to our YouTube journey as well, between cameras and hard drives and lighting. She's got a Cricut machine. She can make merchandise and all sorts of different things. Shorts on this channel have gotten into 1,600 views on a couple of them, which is great to see, and then live streams on the channel as well. So she's done some diamond painting in the past. I've caught her for these. It's been a while since she's done a live stream, but we have notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other and making sure we catch as much content from each other as possible as well. And then hopefully everybody will connect with Create and Relate. Tim Mitchell's mentioning one of my favorite books ever. I do not like them, Sam. I am. You know that I know that one because it's got the orange cover. I can say it without looking at it. I remember that very much. And then I think it's time to spin the wheel. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. And then Mona Did What is a creator who's been with us for years. She always does a great job on her channel. She's a truly dynamic host surrounded by friends. And you'll get that idea as soon as you get into the channel. See, she's dancing around here in the video I'm showing right now. I'm just going to put this into my catch-up list. And this creator is going to bring us quilting. What I noticed about her channel, she was the first one that I really took notice of the idea where she's helping us avoid mistakes where possible. And I say us, but you know what I mean, anybody who's going to do quilting. And then she shows us how to repair the mistakes when we do make them, which is great to see. She's got some interesting machinery in here too, and of course she's making colorful and vibrant things. I'm going to show you the shorts on the channel. There she is dancing around again. 10,000, 15,000 views on one of these, and then live streams on the channel. She live streams all the time. She's always got a panel full of guests. They're always talking away and having a good time creating all kinds of stuff. So hopefully everybody will connect with Mona Did What. She's got a stream coming up towards the end of the month. I'm sure she's going to stream before that, no? Yeah, oh, she did one today. That's why. She did one today. And I guess she's going to do one a week from now. So What Wednesdays is her series. There we go. So hopefully I'll catch you for the next one. Hopefully everybody will connect with Mona Did What. She's monetized lots of ways to support her, including super chats and memberships when we get there. Oki's Eden is back in the house. Hala is back again. Let me spin the wheel and we'll see who's coming up next. And then I'm going to, I don't think I've heard of Go Dog Go. Tim Mitchell, and then we're gonna go for 3.5 minutes. I won't play a clip this time because we're running short on time. I want to get to as many channels as possible. We're gonna look at one of our beloved and dedicated moderators next, Just Jason Keto. We'll do that in 3.5 minutes. I have to admit, I get that little shiver of the tiniest amount of jealousy when somebody comes up with a clever idea that I didn't think of, and I said, oh, I wish I thought of that. So Jason put out a video, and I'm just noticing it now because I haven't seen it yet, but it says, just something for my members, the channel anthem. Oh, my dear goodness. Not just channel theme song, which is what I call it all the time, but I wish I thought of that. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list. That'll give me a chance to catch up with that. He just dropped that. Oh, today, before Tuber Chat, he just dropped this. So it's brand new, and this is where we really want to help each other. I wonder if you can hype members-only video. We're doing a little bit better for time than I thought. So we still got over half an hour to go. And the Groves Bargain Emporium stuff, I'm going to start dropping the link for them soon. Thank you, Scratch and Pete PA. I wasn't paying attention. I'm too anxious to get in the screen or get in the stream and start talking about Jason's video here. But this is what I'm talking about, his latest video. Now, Just Jason Keto is a beloved and dedicated moderator here. I'm going to show you another channel he's got set up as well. And thank you, everybody. I just forgot to press the button there for a second. Just Jason Keto is going to talk to us about a proper human diet. The idea is to help us with healthy eating, healthy living. He's got a lot of recipes on his channel, over 100 chaffle recipes alone. Plenty more recipes. They feature only a handful of ingredients. Easy and simple to make, literally, and don't take a lot of time, which is important to somebody like me. Let's just say I wish I enjoyed my time in the kitchen, but I don't as much as most people. This creator is going to also do some product reviews, some traditional product reviews of appliances or things related to the YouTube channel, maybe a gimbal or a GoPro. He might be looking at Dash Minis to make chaffles with, or different things. But also product reviews like this, where you might find something in a health food store, grocery food store, online, where it's marketed towards keto, or let's say a healthy lifestyle. He can help us make sense of the ingredients, how they're going to affect us. This creator has a lot of guests that join him on the channel as well. And do I understand right, Just Jason Keto, that Keto Palooza is back this year? Am I right about that? Because I've started to see a couple of creators talking about that, if I'm not mistaken. And then Just Jason Keto has brought us content from there before. That's why I asked. He's got guests on the channel, though, as well. And they join him both for videos and live streams, where they share their insights, their trials, tribulations, life experiences, especially when it comes to a keto-based diet or lifestyle. And then this creator's got healthy-looking grilling shorts that have really taken off on the shorts area here. Some of these have gotten into now 6,000 views, 7,000, 8,000 on one. One of the things that Jason is doing is constantly watching the analytics and performance of his content. He changes things up, changes titles. I think he said he changes thumbnails as well. Forgive me if I'm wrong about that. But he also looks into revisiting some of his past successes. So when he drops a video of this Weber barbecue, he knows that it's going to do well because the ones before it have also done well. One of his better performing videos, let's just say. This is something we can all do and be inspired by, is the idea of revisiting our best content. If you find something that you've done, you can just make another video or a follow-up or shorts, or any number of ideas depending on the different video, you know what I mean. And then this creator's got one at 23,000 views. That one's older, but I've seen that one. It's a traditional short. It's only 15 seconds long, but I promise you it's worth the watch. And there you go. So in October, I think earlier, when the earlier ones were earlier in the year, if I'm not mistaken, the past ones, but I could be wrong. But October this year, so I'm curious to know if Jason's going to that. Just Jason Keto as well has got these live streams, like I said, Thursday night, 7:30 Eastern, so we have this to look forward to tomorrow. Sometimes it's a chance to get to know Jason, do some Q&A both about keto and about YouTube, but sometimes he's got guests. There's Kendra from Consume the Goodness. Anita is somebody he's had on a few times. He's always thinking about new ideas for the audience, so he's brought us like a Vlogmas-style series. He's brought us different types of live streams, Homestead Hangout, where he's introduced us to other YouTubers. He'll take us traveling when he can. He actually came to visit Kristen and Welton, and I went out for lunch with Jason just a while ago. I've met up with him a few times, actually, and that's his drive to Niagara. We did another live stream at one point together, just trying out the Go Live Together thing on YouTube. The only time I've done it, actually. And there you go. Jason says his Weber barbecue video is number 2 overall for him. So when we look at this, he's got one video at 53,000, one at 33,000, which is great to see. So if you had a video at 33,000 views, anybody here, I think, would do well to revisit that video in any way possible. I can tell you that my personal channel has a video right now that is getting 3,000 views a month. And it doesn't always, but that's where it is right now. It's been growing. It's a short because it's where I showed people how to put the YouTube app onto their Roku TV after I did a review of the Roku TV, and I think that's hit 30,000 views now or something like that, which is great to know. But, you know, I've been at it for years and done plenty of product reviews, and I tend to aim for things that I think are going to do well. Big brands, but affordable things. It's the most affordable television you could buy at 24 inches. I bought it just to put the Xbox and other things on and do the product review of. Stephen Wires in the house again. Thank you for that. And then It's Just Jason is coming up, and this creator has got a second channel. This is kind of a backup channel or placeholder channel while he's thinking about what to bring over here. The idea is to probably put content that doesn't otherwise fit on Just Jason Keto channel, if that makes sense. So hopefully everybody will connect with Just Jason Keto and It's Just Jason. He's got some shorts over here to get the channel started as well, and almost halfway to the first 100 subscribers. Let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel up onto the screen. We're doing well for time, so we'll get plenty of channels up right now. And then thank you, Angel Light Over Darkness. I forget how many people might be watching on televisions. What a lot of people do is they watch a stream on television, but they use their phone in their hand for chat. And I've done that a million times. I've been doing it for years. Something I forget to mention all the time, but that's something that's been going on for a long time. Many years ago when I started on YouTube, we used to watch on the television while we eat, actually, and then have the phones ready to chat when we need to. And that's true, yes. So there you go. Just Jason Keto, Weber, if I'm pronouncing it right, is one of the biggest brands. If I was going to shop for a barbecue, if I wasn't going to buy the Napoleon Canadian one, then Weber's the way I'd be going, of course. And then, yeah, so Angel Light Over Darkness, chatting on the phone, but watching on the TV. So that's something we got to think about as well. You know, our content is in different formats. Different people have tablets and phones and televisions and computers and everything else. So Jesse Journals and Unboxes is coming up. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. Jem Palazzo's given me a chance to talk about something that has nothing to do with YouTube again, so story time. But she's mentioning the idea, yeah, we wish we could smell that barbecue. You know what somebody came up with a long time ago? And I'm assuming it's real because it was before we were talking about AI. This is like 20 years ago or something like that, right? You know how you have a printer where you can print anything at all, photographs, scans, PDFs, anything, and the printer takes a few colors, but through those 3 colors, it can make any color, right? So you have cyan, magenta, and yellow, right? Or on a computer, you have like red, green, and blue, but when they mix up the pixels, they can make any color out of it, kind of thing, right? Somebody tried to come up with this way to make a device that would sit beside your computer. You'd have to have it plugged in, and when you went onto a web page, because websites were the thing, we didn't do other things with computers. We mostly either work on it or you go on the internet and browse web pages, and that's all you do. But if you went to a page that had a beach, this thing would emit a smell that smells like the beach. Now, I never saw one in real life, but I remember hearing about this. And the idea was they had a few chemicals that they could put into this thing and they would mix. Just like ink in a printer, let's just say, so that you could basically duplicate any different kind of smell. And it sounds like a cool idea. I think of it almost like a diffuser when people put essential oils and stuff like that. But imagine if it could be automated and plugged into your computer or used over Wi-Fi, where the smell would be whatever the website wants you to have, right? I don't know about that. Might be a good idea, may not. Yes, web surfing at the beach, my dear goodness. And then Jesse Journals and Unboxes is up on the screen right now. This is another beloved and dedicated moderator here. The reason why I say that is because, I'm going to be eternally grateful for the things that all of these creators have done for me and for us. Jesse Journals and Unboxes is another creator who's been with us pretty much from the beginning, long beyond 5 years, probably 5.5 years by now. And her support for all of us has increased over the years. That's a really tough trick, because when you think about how many creators there are to support out there, it becomes harder and harder when we're following more and more creators. So quite an interesting trick, but it's absolutely true. And it shows in the premieres that she runs every Sunday. She will have a flood of support. She has one of the fastest rolling chats in the Tuber Chat family. And one of the things about it is Jesse's chat is different than some that I talk about because the conversation is very engaged. I think the reason for that is because she is engaged in conversation as well. So she puts a lot of work into her videos. They're usually about 15-20 minutes long with the intros. But this creator will conversate in the chat. She tries to get some of the people who own the businesses from which she's doing product reviews into the chat as well, if that makes sense. I'll describe her content in a better way in another second here. But the idea is the conversation in the chat. So it's true engagement. My bet is that her numbers on that, the reason why it continues to grow and be so vibrant is, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. More of the great conversation is what drives more of the algorithm and recommendation engine pushing her content, I'm guessing. So this creator unboxes all sorts of different things, mostly crafting supplies for journaling and collages and things like that now, but other subscription services as well. Could be books, could be postcards, could be other types of crafty ideas. She shows us the things she makes, and she collaborates with other people as well. She gets plenty of happy mail. She collaborates with others. And then you see she's using the official collaboration system. We've started doing this on the Tuber Chat channel now as well with our interview series. But you notice that she's got the other creator mentioned here. And I'll show you this right now. You look at... oh, did I subscribe to it? Oh, I subscribed to it. Let me see if I can find another one here. I'll show you what on earth I'm talking about. So this is a different one. What happens here, you know that I'm subscribed to Jesse Journals and Unboxes. So why does the button look the way it does, right? When you click on it, you see that I'm subscribed to Jesse Journals and Unboxes with, of course, notifications. But this is the influencer or business owner for which she's doing a product review here, let's just say. And then you can subscribe. Now that can be anybody at all. Like you can collaborate with up to, I believe, 5 people. I'm still not 100% clear. I should get 100% clear whether it's a total of 5 or total of 6 people. And that button comes up. So it's incentive for anybody to subscribe to all of the collaborators. You can imagine being featured on anybody else's channel. Lots of people will be enticed or, feel it makes it easier for everybody to subscribe to you, let's just say. Shorts on this channel feature a lot of the different things she's found in the unboxing videos, and you get into crafting supplies here, bath and beauty products, jewelry, stacks, stationery, and just about everything that she finds, books as well. Live streams on this channel. She's done plenty in the past. We'll see if she's going to bring some more in the future. Either way, we know the premieres come out every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern. We've got notification bells on for every single channel. And then P&J's Homestead Adventure. Good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And I'll spin the wheel and we'll get another channel ready to go. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. Hala is up here right now, and still, you know what I should do? I should chat GPT this. I'm going to use Claude because that's what I'm using right now. But let me come over here. So ChatGPT I was paying for almost a year or whatever amount of time it was. And I recently switched to Claude because the tools that they've come out with are out of control. And I'm on it every day, I promise you, working away, trying to come up with ideas. This is how I'm doing playlists for people now, trying to find a way to automate the system. So there's lots to learn. I'm learning, right? But I started paying for Claude instead. ChatGPT gave me an extra free month, like most of the services do. I was about to cancel Microsoft Office, and then they gave me a couple months as well. So that's a trick you could do if you have all these subscriptions of different types, you know, that you feel you need or you want or whatever. If you threaten to cancel, they often give you discounts or free months and things like that. But let's try something here. So you talk to these things in plain English, and I'm using the latest version, Opus 4.7 for Claude. And I'm going to say there's a YouTube channel that makes content I'm struggling to describe. It's event based, like parades and car shows, but my mind defaults to travel. Let me get the URL for the channel and we'll see what happens here. How can I better describe the content on... I'll just drop the URL. We'll see what it comes back with. It might take a second because I've got it. I should have it on thinking mode. We'll see. We'll see what Claude has to say. Hala. But I thought this would be funny for a second. So look at this. They're going to try the RSS feed now. Let's see what they're looking at. The channel's actual video list. It's doing all this in the background. So I'm working with AI agents now, for real, right? Teams of AI agents. And I'm learning how to continue to bring these up. And continuing to learn how to put these things together to make automated systems maybe that can benefit all of us. But the way I can best describe it, it's really hard to describe, because an AI agent can do anything that a computer can do. You just tell it what you want and it comes back with pretty much exactly what you want. The better you describe what you want, the better it comes back with. But it can build entire websites, businesses, apps, all kinds of stuff. So what they say is event coverage or event vlogging, B-roll walkthroughs, ambient walkthroughs is a new term I haven't heard, community event coverage, hobbyist spectator content. So this is not just me describing what I did through Claude. This is me dropping in the URL as well. And you saw it struggling for a second. Let me see if I can get the RSS feed. Let me see if I can look up the video titles and this and that. So there you go. So I'm going to try to remember what it said. Event coverage, ambient walkthroughs, and hobbyist spectator content. So there we go. Cool and scary at the same time. Yes. And then Hala, you see what I mean though, because they're bringing us to auto shows. They're an audio enthusiast. They've taken us backstage for parades, or I say backstage, but in the behind the scenes. But they bring us the parades themselves. They bring us to the beach. And then when we look at shorts on the channel, we see that they've gotten into 2,500, 3,100, 3,300 views on some of these, which is great to see. And then live streams on the channel as well. More of the same, where they're bringing us different event-based ideas. So hopefully everybody will connect with Hala. They're working on 800 subscribers now and more than halfway there, which is great to see. Hopefully everybody will help push them a little bit farther. They're obviously another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. They're here with us for almost every stream. I certainly don't expect it from anybody. I do appreciate every moment everybody can spend. Now we're going to talk about Scratch and PPA, and I remembered what I was going to say about the playlist. Thank you, Tim Mitchell. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. And then, yeah, maybe Claude or ChatGPT or Gemini or somebody can help with that. I'm just using Claude now because it suits what I want to do with it. But all of these companies are just chasing each other. As I get a little bit better at describing what I've been doing, I'll be able to show everybody how the world is actually changing right before us. It's right this second. The best thing I can describe, just for a quick second, is let's say you use ChatGPT. Whether or not you pay for it doesn't matter. But what if they got hacked tomorrow? And what if the site went down and it was gone forever, right? The app and everything else. Oh no, what about all my conversations? What about all those images? Right? You didn't save them, because why would you? They're on ChatGPT. You know they're going to be there tomorrow until they're not. So, pardon me, the way that some of these things are working now, like Claude Code is something I'm using, part of Claude Cowork. Doesn't matter what the names are. The idea is now the files are going to live on your computer or wherever you want them to. And then you don't have to stick with one AI system forever after, because the files can be read by anything. They're actually done in plain English. And it's not, even though it's called code, it's not actually code. So what happens is you have all of your AI-based content, the things you want to work with on your computer, and then you just point the AI to that folder on your computer to use that stuff. If you change your mind, next year you don't want to use ChatGPT, you want to use Claude, you just point Claude to that thing and it knows how to read everything. And if you switch to Gemini, it knows how to read everything. This is the day where we are going to start to control our own information. Sure, it's going to be out there because we're letting it hit the internet and everything else, but at least you can keep it and control it, which I think is fantastic. So these are just ideas, but I'll share as I continue to learn. So Scratch and PPA is up on the screen right now. What I mentioned earlier today was the fact that this creator is going to help us with a trick to understand how long it's going to take to run a playlist before you swap playlists with somebody. Now, most people will just swap playlists regardless. The moderators here probably do just about anything for anybody when it comes to running like all of their videos and stuff like that. I'm sure it's not like absolutely fair trades all the time. But this allows you to look at how long it's going to take. Let's say for all his 2025 videos or 24 or 23, like any of them, 8.5 hours, 9 hours, right? This year is up to 3 hours so far. And this is done by plugging the URL for your playlist. I'm going to pull up one of these playlists right now. And then taking the URL for the playlist, which you get right here from the share button. And then you can just go to YouTube playlist length. And you have to be careful with these. You don't just want to use any one at all. But because you got to be careful about spam and ransomware and all this stuff. But you can put one of these in there. And hopefully it's looking through it. I think this is the one I've used before. Or is it not going to work because I don't want to pay for it? Oh, there we go. Yes, I click analyze and here it comes. So I don't want anybody to do what I'm doing, find a better website or don't do it at all. I'm actually using AI for this now. But you can, right? And you see how it comes out, 3 hours, 5 minutes. So this is something people can do. Whether or not it's that helpful, I don't know if it's worth the time for everybody, but if you're doing a lot of playlist swapping, then you can. But Scratch and Pete PA has that trick. He's been doing that for years. So hopefully everybody will connect with this creator. Now, I haven't seen the latest video. I was in there right before it started. I was in there at the start of the video, and I can't remember for the life of me if something happened because I was driving or if I took a phone call. I think that's what it was. Now, I got to take this video then and put it into my catch-up list, and this will give me a chance to catch up with him when I have a moment that I can sit and watch it, which may not even be as early as tomorrow, but it might have to be Friday. But either way, this creator pits 2 lottery tickets against each other and offers us the opportunity to vote on the content of next week's video if we follow him on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, which of course I do. It sets the series apart, makes it unique and a lot of fun to be a part of. And then to Fam Adventures, good to see you here. Thanks for coming in. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody. I forgot to start dropping the link for the Groves Bargain Emporium, Steph. And then Rushing Wind Mountain's going to have something special for us next week, actually. We've pre-planned a raid for, I think, next Tuesday. Scratch and PPA pits 2 lottery tickets against each other. If we follow him on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, we get an opportunity to vote on the content of next week's video. And you can see that he has a bright, beautiful avatar, first of all. The content in the thumbnail features those lottery tickets. We would probably expect that, although they match his banner, and his banner's updated every single week, by the way, and matches avatar. But he gives us a hint about the giveaways that happen in his video series. As I roll over these, you can notice that he's really added a lot to his video production, which his video editing skills have been complimented for the last beyond 5 years. But this creator, when you think about how lottery tickets work, they're different, right? The gameplay is not always exactly the same or even close. So he's got to change up the video editing on the channel. You know, look at this. Look at the work that's going into the video here. So hopefully everybody will catch his premieres and see what I'm talking about. He's got information on his About section. He's a fellow Canadian, monetized, of course. Lots of ways to support him, including super chats and memberships when we get there. He tends to make impressive graphics and put out special posts on his post page as well to keep his community updated. He has got shorts on the channel as well. He took a trip to Italy a couple of years ago and brought us some vlogging style short videos that showed us around all the areas he visited, and some Italian lottery tickets as well. Then he returned to Italy this year and brought us a new entire series of Italian lottery tickets. So hopefully everybody will check out all the shorts on the channel. He brought us his very first live stream from Italy a couple of years ago as well. And then, like I said, he premieres every Tuesday. If you can catch one of these premieres, you're going to find one of the fastest rolling chats in the Tuber Chat family. Faster than this, faster than most others. He rivals those of Jesse Journals and Unboxes, or Butler Family Farm, and a few select others. Very fast paced, very high energy, and a lot of fun to be a part of. So hopefully everybody will connect with Scratch and PPA. We'd love to push him towards the 2,700 subscribers we know he's thinking about. We'll spin the wheel. We'll get another channel ready to go right now. It looks like it's going to be another moderator, Canadian Family Life. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up, or @mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. Oh, Sarah, yes, thank you for mentioning that. If anybody hasn't already signed up, I hope you'll go to tuberchat.com and sign up for the email list. I've already sent the email for now. I really don't send them very often. I only do them for special events, and I don't even do it for every special event. But our 6th year anniversary is coming up. Plus, this Saturday, Be Amazing Sylvia's interview is coming up where I talked to her about how to get over 10,000 subscribers. So I sent an email just before we started Tuber Chat today. I use MailChimp, so it takes a little while to go out. I'm probably going to switch that system too, because they just chopped the number of free subscribers from 500 down to 250. We've got over 500. I only sent to the most recent 250 this time because of that. But email is still the king when it comes to owning the data that you're going to use if you're going to use outside forms of promotion or advertising, let's just say, because you can pay YouTube and Facebook and X and every other platform to rent their friends. But here's the thing, when you buy an advertisement, right, whatever you pay for, it doesn't matter if it's a penny, doesn't matter if it's a fraction of a cent or $50, doesn't matter. When it flies past, it is gone. One impression, that's it, right? Whereas when you print things, right, like a flyer or a poster, I love that stuff, or you print merchandise like mugs and t-shirts and hats, how many impressions do you get out of each of one of those things? That's why still to this day, I love the idea of posters and flyers. As less people, almost nobody's doing it now, it gets that much more noticed, right? But more impressions off of your stuff. Email, usually people get it, they either open it or don't, or it goes to junk mail or whatever. But if everybody here is somewhat like what I do, I don't delete any emails ever. I almost never delete them, right? You should stay organized probably, but I never do. I keep everything, because I always think someday I might need something. But that means that I'll see the same email more than once, let's just say. And email has a fantastic rate for links. I think it's 10 times more people will click a link in an email than in a tweet or something like that. And then Canadian Family Life is coming up. Pardon me just for 1 second. Running my voice out here, but we'll be moving on to the Groves Bargain Emporium stuff shortly. I hope everybody will join us on her channel. We haven't rated her in a very long time, and she is an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter here. She's doing a live auction style sale right now, so she'll be on for a while, I think. Canadian Family Life comes from New Brunswick, so I mentioned they're another beloved and dedicated moderator. This is Tiffany. She brings us a family channel. The whole family gets involved in the channel. They do food bank grocery hauls, cooking, baking, product reviews. They have an impeccable container garden. There's more to that story as well. They bring us traveling or for outdoor adventures. There's challenges between family members. They do crafting. They do vlogging. And then this creator as well is going to bring us shorts, and you see some of that famous Canadian winter weather there. 3,100, 5,600, 11,000 views on one of these, which is great to see, and then live streams on the channel as well. And Tiffany goes live usually every month or two, so she might plan to have one coming up sometime in the near future. We'll keep everybody apprised. But then her husband has a channel as well. So Chris's Creation Fun is where Tiffany's husband Chris will bring us do-it-yourself tutorials, product reviews, 3D printing, and solar equipment. He's got a few different hobbies, or I say hobbies, I'm not sure if it's hobbies or beyond that as an interest. And then as well, here's the container garden I was talking about. I said there's more to the story, but he might be working on that while he's making videos for this second channel. So working on 200 subscribers right now, long past the first 100, which is great to know. And then let's spin the wheel. And then, yeah, there's going to be probably less and less email eventually, because so many of these platforms now, like TikTok and everybody, are just asking for cell phone numbers. I think it's awful because they're tying people to cell phone numbers, but lots of people change cell phone numbers many times. I used to when I was younger. I didn't even have cell phones when I was really young, but you know what I mean. When I did start to have cell phones, and now I've had the same for, I don't know, 20 years or something like that. I don't want to change it. But lots of people change frequently, and this is how some people lose their YouTube channels, is because they're like, oh, I changed my phone plan. Friend of mine just lost I don't know how much money in crypto for that reason. He goes, oh, my mom changed her phone plan, and when the person at the cell phone store said, don't worry, just change your number, now she can't get her crypto. So these kinds of things can happen, but email is something that up until now is universal, right? We need it for all these platforms. That's why email is still the tried and true when it comes to marketing. You want to own the data if you can. You can always use your powers for good, but having email addresses is the best idea. MailChimp is one platform I use. MailerLite is another one that I've started to use. And then Angel Light Over Darkness 33 is a longtime friend. She's been with us for about 6 years, or been with me for about 6 years, maybe 7 by now, or close to it. But Angel Light Over Darkness still, to this day, has a one-of-a-kind channel where she does what are called angel readings, angel number readings. And some of her videos on her channel feature individual angel numbers. She's got plenty of shorts here as well. She always brings spiritual inspiration, 3,800, 4,500, 5,600 views. But this creator also brings live streams. So I caught her yesterday, and I've caught her a million times over the years. But this creator, she's actually doing both vertical and horizontal as well, which is great. But when you get into those live streams, she will do angel number readings for everybody for free. And that can give you some insight as to what's been going on in your life, what might be happening now, what might come tomorrow. And she did a reading for me the other day, actually right towards the beginning of the stream. I think on Monday Messages, this one here, just if you happen to want to hear what on earth I'm talking about, I was the second one on Monday, right? Sometimes I catch her a little bit later. She's got a list of people to go through. But that one, I happen to know I was right there at the beginning. It was just by luck, but you'd be able to catch that right away and get an idea, where she talks about all the wonderful things that I'm going to have coming in life, hopefully. Boy, do I ever pray and hope that you're right, but I'm always optimistic. It's Me, Alec, is coming up. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. So Angel will be on. What time are you going to go on, Angel Light Over Darkness? I'm just curious to know. Michael's Adventures is dropping a premiere right now. He does every single day at 8 p.m. Eastern. He's actually on twice a day, 3 p.m. Eastern as well. He's got a half an hour right now. Everybody can go over there and connect. We're going to raid into the Groves Bargain Emporium Steph. I hope everybody will come over and visit them. They are unbelievable supporters here, and I'll be over there in a few minutes as well. I'm not going to play the end screen today because we're overtime, luckily keeping it to almost a minimum. Oh, so Angel Light Over Darkness is going to be on any second, I guess. And then It's Me, Alec is a longtime friend. They've been with us for many years, a very enthusiastic creator. They bring random content, but this creator has got shorts on this channel. They've gotten into 1,000, 1,400, 1,500, a lot of celebrity shoutouts and things like that, and plenty of StreamYard panels on their channel, and they have plenty of guests that join them. It's Me, Alec has got plenty of channels. There's tons of them here, literally, and this isn't even all of them. And let me see which one is which here. I'll just put up another one for a second, and then when we look at It's Me, Alec, like I said, there's lots of different channels here. He's really mixing up the content, but It's Me, Alec, the first one that we looked at, is the right one. You get the name from the the name of the channel with the emojis here. So well over 200 subscribers, which is great to see. I'll spin the wheel for fun. It's me, Alex, going to go live soon. They're live all the time. They go live frequently, many times a week. And then Oki's Eden is coming up. So thank you, everybody, for the time that you spent today. I really do appreciate everybody spending any amount of time at all. I know we've got friends that run the stream in the background or listen when they can't chat. I always appreciate all of that. Hopefully everybody will connect with all of our moderators. I said it before, I wouldn't be able to do these streams the way they are if it wasn't for them. They all allow and encourage people to connect the way we do here. I'm going to be over there at the Groves Bargain Emporium, Steph, in a few minutes with everybody. So I hope everybody will join us there. And Oki's Eden is up on the screen right now. This is a creator that's going to share some cooking videos along with traditional homesteading. They show us their process for growing all sorts of different things, including lessons learned and tips and tricks. So I'm just taking their latest video, putting that into my catch-up list. You get an idea from the thumbnails here, all the interesting things that they're bringing us, including the cooking videos. They do a really thorough job with everything that they do here, as far as I've seen, getting into 2,200, 2,400, 3,500 views and live streams on the channel as well. I'm just going to put a couple notifications on. They're going to do some canning. Lots of our homesteading friends have done many of these videos, and then they've got another live stream coming up as well. That's going to be tonight in another hour and a half. So we'll look forward to that. Hopefully everybody will connect with Oki's Eden, push them towards 1,500 subscribers. They're another over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. Sarah Presswood's going to go live soon again, so lots of content tonight. And thank you everybody again for joining us. We'll make a quick exit and then